What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 10ts Chapter 181 Ace Day Love Brain Model, a stop to determine family status. Previous chapter Next chapter advertisement, Onogi. This. Are you sure that he is a powerhouse in Otherworld? Open black lens bracket 4th generation I. 5th Hokage bans the selection of 5 worlds, and there are 5 options left, the worst one will not be weaker than us, right? Open black lens bracket Killer B. Say, who are you? Baga Yalu, with such a clear mind, he is definitely not my eldest brother. 4th generation I. Killer B. The old man is reckless, not brainless. Azabui. As 4th Raikage, Master I still has such a simple judgment. Open black lens bracket Jiraiya. Unbelievable, this Ace Day is so beautiful and so heady, but he is also a nympho. Black Earth. Hicha Chhha shows that the beauty and charm of Lord Ran are of a rank in the heavens and the world. Open black lens bracket Terumi Mei. Thank you, I was praised again. Quote. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki. What does this have to do with 5th Mizukage? Close corner bracket. Open black lens bracket Terumi Mei. Isn't this affirming my vision? Open black lens bracket Yamanaka Ino. Tamari. Whoever said that has poor eyesight. Conan. Maybe the vision is the same, but not necessarily self-awareness. 283. Open black lens bracket Tsunade. Yes, you can succeed if you don't like dying. Open black lens bracket Terumi Mei. I feel like you are targeting me. Open black lens bracket Ino. Don't feel it, it's just Otsutsuki Kagaya. Even ordinary people dare to fight for glory under the bright moon. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hagoromo. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hamura. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Madara. 2 days, is it a matter of course not to see enough to be popular with women? Onogi. Madara-sama said yes. Opening parenthesis ... closing parenthesis. Countless words appeared on the gold list in a short period of time. Fortunately, Ran didn't give Ace Day permission to see the chat content of the gold list, otherwise he didn't know what he would do. As for Ace Day Nympho, I don't believe it either. Ace Day in the world of Kying sisters, was born in the northern border area, similar to nomads, a clan specializing in hunting dangerous species, the daughter of the chief of the Balutz clan. When he was very young, he was instilled by his father with the idea that the strong can survive, and he often hunted and killed terrifying dangerous species alone. Advertisement After returning from a hunting trip and discovering that the entire clan had been wiped out by the invading northern aliens, he further decided that in order to survive, he needed to become a strong man. To put it bluntly, this is a beast, with knowledge, culture and human qualities. She insists on abiding by the law of nature that the strong eat the weak. It's just that when she implements the law, she also sticks to human affairs. For example, she treats her subordinates and ordinary people very leniently. She distributes the bounty given by the emperor to her subordinates and eats with ordinary soldiers. The morale of the army she leads is extremely high. On the street, she gets along with shopkeepers and never accepts bribes. In Empire, she has many fans. Internally, she is human, externally, she is silent. And on the other half, her thoughts are close to the absolute sanity of Otsutsuki Kagaya. But in the endless slaughter, in the process of becoming stronger, she changed her mind. No way, invincible in the world, where can I find a man who is stronger than myself? Had to change the conditions. The Ace Day found on the gold list is Ace Day who was just about to fall in love. She saw my message, and it's normal for her to behave like this now. But as a super hand-to-hand S-Queen type royal sister, although she has a small woman side to her man, she even obeys her own principles without violating her own principles, which is an extreme contrast when she treats the enemy. However, she likes the master initiative. After all, she chose a little cutie who is strong but not as good as herself. And I'm not a cutie. I don't want to change the charismatic character of Ace Day. The performance of the little woman does not need to be contradictory. But looking down is still looking up, have to change. Ran made a decision in an instant, and immediately said, Ace Day, do you want to fight? 3. Asad's smile froze. Everyone in the ninja world. Are you sure that the die is not possessed by the 4th generation? How come everything is done recklessly now? The girl on the opposite side called Ace Day, obviously you can do it if you hook. In this regard, Ran said that things that determine family status, a hammer. Good ambition and courage, I appreciate you more and more. Handsome guy in the ninja world, I accept your challenge. Advertisement Ace Day quickly regained his senses, looking at Uchiha Ran with increasingly satisfied eyes. Even if she doesn't pursue existence beyond her now, she doesn't like the weak either. Challenge, let me see your power with my own eyes. Ace Day stood up from the stool, hockey sideways. Uchiha Itachi. Why does this sound so harsh? Issue a challenge. Dying the operating light curtain. On the other hand, Ace Day received the prompt message for the first time. Challenge, and I'm going to choose open mode, Ace Day shouted boldly. The scene of 2 people fighting can be mapped into 2 worlds, so that everyone in the 2 worlds can witness. She said she liked it. Recently, there has been a lot of news that there are some bugs in the imperial capital, some people are conspiring to rebel, and the existence of the revolutionary army, etc. Just take this opportunity to show their strength to shock them all. At the same time, it also lets the powerhouses of the Otherworld know the power of her seeds. And, also announced the existence of Uchiha ran to the people in her world. This is the woman she booked. As for the information revealed to her by Jin Bang, and the confidence that Ran is now showing, she believes that this is a strong man who can fight against her, and she will not lose face. Public mode. Ran was a little surprised, but then relieved. As expected of a Seeds who fought against more than 10 emperors and a million army after the Supreme Emperor was overthrown in the decisive battle of the imperial capital, his bearing was truly unparalleled. Fight over there. Dai accepts a Seeds choice. At the next moment, the golden bullet ray shot 2 rays of light. Ran and a Seeds disappeared instantly. Boom. In the sky of Ninja World and Janmei World, a roar sounded. Immediately afterwards, a huge 3-dimensional image appeared, reflecting the whole world. Everyone has a feeling in their hearts, and they can see it as long as they look up. The camera began to zoom in, and a huge circular platform island with a diameter of more than 100 kilometers surrounded by the sea appeared, and the figures of Ran and Ace Day were now in the middle. Advertisement. You are tall. Ran looked down at Ace Deschang's eyes slightly. The net height of this woman is definitely more than 1.7 meters, and with the high-heeled long white military boots on her feet, she looks taller than the average 1.8-meter man. Fortunately, his strength has soared recently, his physical fitness has also soared, his net height is controlled at a perfect 186, and he has an advantage in matching shoes. I haven't looked up at people for a long time, Ace Day said with a smile. Looking at it up close, it was even harder for her to feel Uchiha Ran's handsomeness and charm. I just want to hold her in my arms and pamper her. If you can hold him in your arms when you sleep at night, you should be happy to die, right? The most important thing is that she can feel the huge deterrent power and strong sense of danger from the infection. That sense of danger was when she almost died when she hunted a dangerous species when she was a child. No, it will have to be a strong camp. This does not explain the strength of dying. I know you very well, Ran said suddenly. Then do you 1.5 know what I want to do most? 99 Seeds asked. Die. Fall in love with me. That's right. Ace Day applauded encouragingly and smiled. As a reward, why don't we have a hot first kiss? 99. Die. Ninja World. No, Ace Day held his face and said, the first kiss should be a ritualistic feeling, that's not romantic at all. 19. Or should we go to an uninhabited island to be alone? Die. Ninja World. Cut the sister world. Susanoo looked at Nijihiden and asked suspiciously, Boss, that's what you said, at least 50,000 elite soldiers and more than 10 real Tegu envoys including the Ace Akahido are needed to join forces with Mitsuki, defeated Imperial Admiral Army? Najeshten. How'd I know how this woman suddenly became like this? Shouldn't Ace Day have Li Sheng's sister? Speaking of which, what the hell is this suddenly hooked image? Chapter 182 Everyone is numb. Najeshten, Ace Day plays me. Previous chapter next chapter advertisement, what the hell is this Seeds doing? Najeshten seriously suspects that the woman in the image is not Seeds. When she was a general of the Empire, she was a colleague and friend with this woman. She also went to the southwest frontier together, and saw the bloodthirsty massacres of the alien people and their army by Seeds and her 3 beastmen. It was this side of her best friend that made her feel the darkness of the Empire, and finally joined the rebel army. Could this image in the sky be an illusion created by some special Tigu? Whitewash Seeds? Thinking in her heart, Najeshten raised her mechanical arm, pointed to the black eye patch in front of her right eye, and said solemnly, You all know a little about my previous identity. I used to be close friends with Seeds, but she didn't. Leave it alone. 22. The crowd fell silent. They all know that Najeshten's injury was caused by Seeds who came to ask for his life when he was heading to the headquarters of the Revolutionary Army. They were both generals, but Nijihiden was brutally killed by Seeds and beat the 2 Tegu envoys beside him. His right eye and right hand were also abolished, and he escaped after reluctantly receiving support from the Revolutionary Army. For Mingzi, she can cut her hair short. Once Najeshten, charming and extremely beautiful, is a flower of the Empire's reputation. Chitong, what do you think? Najeshten looked at the black-haired, red-eyed girl who was gobbling beside her. Boss, you're right, that's right. Kai Tong devoured a thigh that was as big as her own head and nodded solemnly. Everyone. Main, try it out. Najeshten looked at a girl with pink double ponytails next to her. This girl holds a gun-shaped Tigu, romantic fort, pumpkin cannon, pumpkin, which can launch energy wave attacks according to the size of the spiritual energy, and is good at long-range attacks. This handle O3 Tigu was used by Najeshten before, but it was given after Main joined Night Attack. Yes, boss. Since the appearance of Ace Day in the image, Main's eyes have been locked on her body, and her pink pupils have unforgettable hatred. At this time, he was instructed by Najeshten, and he stopped holding back immediately. Advertisement. Boom. Under everyone's attention, Loli's double ponytail and pink-haired girl set up a cannon and aimed it at the sky, and a golden beam of light swept through the air, then came into the sky in an instant, and finally passed through the image without causing any waves. It's a phantom. Najeshten's one-eyed half-middle. She couldn't figure out what the nemesis was going to do. But also incomprehensible, there is a giant man sitting on the ground in the palace of the imperial capital, the most rotten emperor of the empire, Minister Ornest. Ace Day. What to do? A sly look that did not match the rough appearance flashed in Ernest's eyes, and his thoughts turned sharply. The decay of the empire is the sequelae of the aristocratic system from top to bottom in several rough years. It's normal for this to happen, but it is the minister who caused the anger among the people all over the country. But he was not afraid, because the master had 3 cards in his hand. One card, he was still very young, and he didn't even know the cause of his parents' death back then. Relying on this emperor, he can instruct many ministers who are loyal to the imperial power. Ace Day is also in this list, because in a seed's view, being able to live, to be able to ascend to the top of the empire's admiral army, and to seek revenge from the northern aliens for a time, all came from the grace of the empire, especially the power of the emperor. The second card is his master who protects the country and protects the machine god, supreme throne. It is the first and strongest emperor of the empire. It is the origin of the emperor and the apex of all the emperors. It is called the supreme emperor. It is said to have the ability to rival the gods. Since this emperor tool can only be used by people who have the blood of the emperor, he continued to keep the little emperor as a puppet, holding the emperor to command the world, and at a critical moment, he could let the little emperor use the supreme emperor tool to reduce everything. The third card is the ring in his hand, which allows him to see a little bit of hostility and can use the ability to seal against any emperor. In a heads-up situation, he is always not afraid of all emperors. He considered himself to be sitting firmly on the Diaoyudai. But now, the image in the sky made him feel that the situation was out of control. This kind of image that seems to be seen everywhere, if you make good use of it. The world will become what he doesn't like. Ace Day, what are you going to do? Ernest was afraid for the first time, and put Ace Day in the same position as Bud Admiral Army. Advertisement: the Bud Admiral Army is the supreme commander of the Imperial Army, leading the guards of the palace, and is upright and outdated, one of the reasons. If he hadn't followed the ancestral teaching that generals could not interfere in politics, he would have personally eradicated the root cause of disturbing national security, Minister Ernest and others. There is news from his subordinates that Acides is about to pacify the northern aliens, 99. What's the situation now? Bud Admiral's army was puzzled. General Acides, what entertainment program is this preparing for this emperor? 9. The little emperor sitting on the throne asked Chong. Although you are the emperor, but you have such a big face, you actually want that woman to prepare a show for you. Ace Day wants to prepare a program for you, which is also murder, abuse, and torture. I guess you won't be able to get close after reading it. Romance drama, you are afraid that you are not living in a dream. But what exactly is going on in the sky? Who is the man who dares to talk and provoke the other side of Ace Day? At this time, Rand slowly floated up, carrying his hands on his back and said, Ace Day, let's do it. 12. Let me see where you can go. The people in the world of Jeanmei are instantly stupid. This man looks handsome, but his brain doesn't seem to work well. Her opponent is Ace Day. Since the establishment of the empire, the first successful pitch-black element manipulated Tiga. A fierce man who could fight dangerous species before he became a Tegu envoy. In this world, I don't know how many people are afraid of her. More than 1 million people died because of her. So big? Advertisement, I like your confidence, come on then. Ace Day bought his left foot and stepped on it, boom. An icicle appeared out of thin air from the ground, rising from the ground, attacking the bend. Less than a second. Hundreds of meters in radius were covered with icicles, and they were still spreading. Ace Day stepped on the top of the icicle and kept chasing towards Ran. The ninja world lost his voice in an instant. Onogi, good guy, did such a big battle with one kick? Open black lens bracket Chirumi Mei. Speed, no need to seal, just think about it. Bye. Too powerful, my ice escape secret technique is nothing in front of her forehead, even if I use Zanpakuto, I need Shikaiji to be able to match it, but she continued to use it just now. Connection failure. Open black lens bracket Kimimaro. What do you mean? My ultimate is her level of skill? Open black lens bracket Orochimaru. Gia, interesting power. Listen Tobarama. Before I got the inheritance of the Godslayer, even if I used Heidao, I would go around such an attack range, but the attack power is definitely not as strong as Ice Stun, and no matter how few seals are, it is not so powerful. Yansho Hashirama. I don't open Sage mode, just slap with both hands. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Madara. Isn't that all you need to have eyes? All. Do not join the group chat if the battle is broken, okay? Fire style, great fire annihilation. Rand decided to play with Ace Day, and Shen Shin put a hand in front of his mouth. Chapter 183 Super Fire and Heavenly Obstruction. Ball. This scene seems familiar. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement, is this a natural disaster grade attack? In the two worlds, countless people thought in shock. The powerhouses all understand that Rand's 5 senses domination means and the power to swallow time are more powerful, and that is the crushing of the dimension. But in the eyes of ordinary people, after all, the visual stimulation is more deterrent. Some people can destroy the planet just by moving their fingers, while some people want to create a black hole and then swallow the planet and destroy it. The result is the same, but the latter is stronger visually. Of course, if the two situations are matched with the moment when the planet is destroyed, then there is no doubt that the former is more shocking, because of the visual contrast. In the same way, if Rand devours the planet with a single stare, it will give people a very powerful feeling. After all, ordinary people always have large logarithms. But now, the means of dying Ace Day and showing rhyme, in the eyes of the strong, do not pose a threat to themselves, and even Liu Beo's scattered strength attacks are more convenient for them to defend or even counterattack. But for the vast majority of ordinary people, bullets and missiles can kill themselves, but missiles can kill more of themselves in an instant. Ran and his seeds are now showing the strength of the hook, which is a disaster for those who have power. If this trick is used in Cloud Shinobi, how many people will survive? Fourth generation, I said in a shocking voice. Everyone was speechless. Do ants kill elephants? It can only be said that the elephant is not strong enough, otherwise, no matter how many ants there are, it will be a food delivery. In the inheritance I got, there is a trick that can make dozens of kilometers covered in flames, and it will burn for at least 7 days and 7 nights. Tobarama, the 33-can hand, suddenly said. Everyone. It seems that today's 5 Shadows talks are really going to become Konoha's one-man show. After all, like a person, it can destroy all of you. Boss, are we still going to assassinate Acids? Rabali asked Najehidin. Although they are all emperors, they are all mortal. If Acids came to the video, they would all be gone. And it's useless to bring hundreds of thousands of soldiers, just die in vain. There's something strange about this. Najeshtin was shocked, but she forced herself to calm down and said, based on what I know about Acids, she must have let me go. 33. She may indeed master such means, but there should be certain restrictions. Otherwise it would be too. Najeshtin couldn't say any more. If Ace Day can have such strength at will, why is it unclear Kun's side? Its loyalty is the empire, not a minister or even someone from the emperor. Advertisement. If Acids has such strength at will, how strong is the Bud Admiral army, which is the same level as her? And the legendary Supreme Emperor. No matter how many uprisings are, is it not suicide? Connection failure. This is absolutely impossible. There should be restrictions. I have to say that Najeshtin Acids really knows about it, and the strength guess is not too bad. Relying on the power of Tiga, Acids can control the ice element at will. But no matter how strong she is, in a small world, she still has to abide by the law of energy conservation. All of its ability to show its current strength is because of the use of the ultimate move, the use of one of the 2 hidden abilities. Bingong Admiral, Army. This move is specially used for group warfare. First, it uses ice to create a large number of ice cavalry. The Western Zhejiang ice cavalry itself has a combat power that ordinary soldiers cannot match, and it is very suitable for fighting. But the real role of these ice knights is to store the energy of Tiga, at least for a few days, and then release the energy stored for many days in one go during the decisive battle to form a large-scale snowstorm. This move is mainly used for group attacks, and has a remarkable effect on ordinary soldiers and ordinary people. Of course, due to energy dispersion, not for the strong. So this is also the method Acids uses to screen his subordinates. Because in her opinion, a strong man who can survive in a harsh environment deserves recognition for his will and physique. And now, the reason why Ace Day can directly cast such a large-scale blizzard is because she has been using the Binglan Admiral Army to deal with the northern aliens for the past 3 months, and this area is already full of snow. Her Tiga energy not only did not decrease during the war, but instead accumulated more and more lessons. This is why the Empire's think tank speculates that the northern alien race that will take at least a year to be reduced, under the attack of the army led by Ace Day, it only took 3 months to solve all the problems. But now, she instantly summoned the Tegu energy accumulated in the past 3 months into the space created by this golden list, and used it to deal with the die. Don't be afraid of waste, because after exiting this space, it will return to the state before entering. And if that's the case, it can't be beaten. But the inheritor and the inheritor need to be changed. Such a large ice storm admiral army, interesting. Ran watched Ace Day come to hire an ice dragon with a blizzard behind him, and there was a little more smile in his eyes. Ace Day, prepare to use your strongest trick. 11. The sound of dying echoes in this world. Then, he raised his left hand and moved towards the lower command. Super, the flames are obstructing the stars. Otsutsuki Kagaya. Advertisement Otsutsuki Hagoromo, Uchiha Madara. Boom. Everyone felt that there was a big terror coming, and they stared at the image in the sky. I saw that in the image, the picture suddenly began to shrink, stretch, as if the satellite was shrinking the angle of view, and the environment began to become clearer and clearer. Immediately afterwards, everyone saw an unforgettable scene. I saw that in the sky, the white clouds of unknown thickness were dyed red. Immediately afterwards, everyone realized that the clouds were being burned and evaporated. Soon, the tip of the iceberg will emerge. It was a huge rock sphere wrapped in flames. When the smaller half of the sphere passed through the clouds, countless people swallowed their saliva. The sound of swallowing saliva sounded in countless places in the 2 worlds. When half of the rock fireball appeared, everyone was shocked to the point of numbness. It was a rock sphere with a diameter of over 100 kilometers, burning with flames. Falling at such a speed would cause damage that would be 10 times greater. Even more land would be destroyed. Earthquakes and tsunamis were just the small waves it caused. Is this the power of the gods? At this moment, countless people in the ninja world were shattered. In the past, their understanding of the strength of the Star Destroyer was only conceptual. But now, with this casual blow, Ran let them know that Lianpan is also an ant. Connection failure F*K. Meeting shit. Obediently accept the unification and prepare to schedule. At the same time, people in the world of Jeanmei also lost their ability to speak. The minister lost his appetite for the first time ever. The members of the night raid haven't done anything yet, so they don't have the will to fight at all. Those uprising alien troops lost their minds. This must be the power of the Empire, telling them not to be stubborn. And in the next moment, their determination was confirmed. So strong, so powerful, advertisement Ace Day felt a direct gap between himself and Ran. You can see from the relaxed expression on Ran's face and the performance of the means of display, this may just be done casually. But it was a height that she could not reach with all her strength. The strength of the two is in 2 dimensions. Awesome, there really is a teacher who is younger than me, but there are people who are stronger than me. I must fall in love with you, but before that. Ace Day raised his hands, fully mobilizing the power of Tegu. Since death on the gold list is not considered death, then today she will be self-willed. The special moves that can only be performed once that day, by Qian Zhao, can only be performed once in a lifetime. Combined with the blizzard behind which a large number of ice cavalry have stored Tegu's energy for several months, a huge space is formed. Mahabhatma, Ace Day voice rang in everyone's ears. At this moment, the world became silent, time stopped moving, and space seemed to be frozen. It can be seen by the naked eye, in the heaven and earth in the image space, the ice appears out of thin air. The continent is frozen. The sea is frozen. Even the clouds are covered in ice. It was a world that was about to be occupied by ice. In the eyes of countless people, the surface of the flame giant ball that fell like the power of a god also began to rhyme with ice, began to prevent it from falling, and wrapped it up. Under the naked eye, the flame sphere is stopping. This move of Ace Day can take all the ice away. Countless people lost their voices. Seeing that the ice is about to cover the die. But at this moment, Rand smiled and said, "It's a good power, it can actually resist a flame meteorite." "And what about the second one? Uchiha Madara?" "What's going on? It feels like a familiar scene." Chapter 184 The Surprise Brought by Seeds. The Hidden Acquisition Method of the World Gate. Previous chapter Next chapter advertisement. Boom. The moment when Uchiha Rand's voice fell. Everyone saw that the image in the sky changed again, the angle of view narrowed again, and the picture became wider again. Then everyone held their breath, trying to do their part for global warming. Above the cloud layer, at a higher position, a meteorite larger than the previous flame meteorite fell and hit the first flame meteorite that was about to be completely frozen. Crack. A dense cracking sound resounded. The first huge flame meteorite, starting from the top, began to shatter, fall off, and fall at a speed that exceeded normal human eyesight. The larger flame meteorite continued to press down, eventually smashing the first flame meteorite and advancing towards the next vast icicle world. Boom. Everyone witnessed the melting of ice and snow, the shaking of the earth, and the roar of the frozen sea. "You are strong. I am not as good as you," the voice of Ace Day finally sounded between heaven and earth. The image ended here and disappeared in an instant, and good things never happened. But the impact is real. Gouda, Ninja World. Looking at the re-rhyming figure in front of the light curtain in the Jinbang live broadcast room, everyone swallowed unconsciously. Is this the strength of the Ninja World? This is the level of destroying the sky and destroying the earth, and can destroy a small country? Sure enough, give in. Ran, this time, he's handsome. Huisho Hashirama said to Uchiha Madara. Huh? Madara raised an eyebrow. It's the trick of stacking meteorites behind the meteorites. I learned it. In the future, I will cast wood-style Shinsu difficult hands, and be sure to prepare a few cans of Shinsu later. If you can't do it with smart hands, then you can use a few smart hands, or even tens of thousands of hands, to get it done. Isn't it too hard? Dancing around the hands Hashirama. Madara rolls her eyes. Boring. Mouth that being said, Madara is absolutely not bad at dyeing this one. Meteorite plus meteorite? You can do it yourself. This kind of expression of despair. Hope comes out even more despairing. Yes, learned. Look for opportunities to show off later. At the same time, advertisement the other side cut the sister world. In the imperial capital, the little emperor was very excited. He was trained by the minister to be an overly mindless optimist, but he didn't realize the seriousness of the matter. What he thought in his mind was that Ace Dessa's performance was very much in his mind. Isn't it a good thing to have such strength under your own? The power of the empire should be very stable, right? Ace Dessa's strength is very good and should be commended. 99. The little emperor said excitedly. The ministers at the scene were speechless. Whether it is the royalist party, the neutral party, or the ministerial party, at this moment, they do not pay attention to the clarity of the emperor and the ministers, but think about whether there is a sin in the past, Ace Day. If not, find a way to make it. If there is, try to make up for it. So powerful, or human, there is nothing more dangerous than a humanoid super dangerous species. Ace Day finally showed the hook, and one person could destroy the entire city under the escort of more than a dozen emperors and imperial guards. This is absolute strength. It's good that she doesn't have a desire for power. If there is, it's amazing. His Majesty is right, it should, ADBF, be awarded. After a brief shock and loss, Minister Ernest repeated in his heart. Although he didn't know why Ace Day was so powerful and who was the mysterious man who defeated him, he still sat firmly on the Diaoyutai. Ace Dessa's Emperor's furniture is comparable to the highest Emperor's furniture. Now, he can understand how the founding Emperor of the Empire conquered the whole world. Emperor's power may be even more powerful than he imagined. In this way, the limiting power of the ring in his hand is also extremely strong. Ace Day is stronger, doesn't it mean that the knife in his hand is sharper? Some unsettled voices in the Empire, the uprisings around the Empire, the oppression of civilians in the territory, and those old guys who have different political opinions are not his opponents. Everything is in my master, the minister thought to himself. Contrary to Minister Ornest, viewed Admiral's army was extremely shocked. The armor type Takeo Thor's Fury, Admiral, equipped on his body can not only enhance the strike ability of his hands, but also can manipulate lightning to perform heavy pressure attacks, airstrikes, and turn lightning into energy balls for long-range attacks. It can also form a thunder armor around the body, and those who touch it are immediately paralyzed. It is the same element manipulation type Tegu as a seed's demon manifestation, demon essence. And pure manipulating elements than Ace Day, he can also be used as a warrior. Although the Empire Vice Admiral he and his seeds are called the strongest. Mouth but in his heart, he always felt that he was the strongest. If it wasn't for his ancestors' teaching, he deeply remembered that generals should not be involved in politics, and he would have gone to his seeds to trouble him and warned Ernest. Advertisement but now, he was shaken, can't beat it. He found himself no match for his seeds. The final result, that is, to perish together? Horrible. Really, too scary. In the base that was just established in the night attack, Maine trembled, and her voice revealed fear. Even hatred is oppressed by fear. In the face of such an enemy, are our efforts really effective? Why don't you boss her against her? Didn't you say that although Seeds is cruel to aliens and enemies, he is kind to his soldiers and the civilians of the Empire? Let her know the pain the people are feeling, maybe she'll turn away from the dark? The scene looked at Maine in disbelief, and then fell silent. They didn't expect that Maine could let go of hatred. But as far as Ace Day shows enough strength in the video, the fear is so reasonable. That's almost impossible. After pondering for a long time, Najaden said, Seeds will not become anyone's vassal and tool. 19. No, if this image is true, then there is hope for the man who just defeated her. As I understand it, Seeds is only loyal to the Empire. As long as the Empire remains unchanged, ministers live and die, and emperors change, she won't care. But the uprising is to destroy the Empire and rebuild it, she will never join. Najestan was serious. When everyone heard it, their hearts became heavy. The strength of the enemy is too strong, and their beliefs and ideas always find it ridiculous. Don't be discouraged, for the time being, you don't know what the image you just circled is and whether it's true. Najesh said comfortably, I will go back to the Revolutionary Army base to discuss this matter and test Seeds. 39. If everything in the image is true, I think we should change our minds. Najestan knew that the uprising was also guided by some ambition. If there is no benefit, how many people will fight for the so-called ideal and others? The demise of the old aristocracy is accompanied by the rise of the new aristocracy. The reason why she joined was just to make the empire clearer after the ruins, so that more civilians could live their lives. And if Ace Day is really so strong, coupled with the existence of that mysterious man, the uprising is death, and she believes that the careerists will also retreat. And she can only change the ideal path. Yes, boss. The members can only agree, and this time, advertisement. The party's died Ace Day and has completed the dialogue. You really don't want any of my abilities? Ran asked unexpectedly. No, I prefer to rely on myself to become stronger, Ace Day said seriously, his eyes full of admiration. It was an unprecedented feeling. Getting some of my power doesn't conflict with you becoming stronger on your own. Ran advised. Isn't the Imperial tool you use also an external force? It's not the same, Ace Day said a little stubbornly. The reason why I don't become Tiga is because those things are just tools, and the devil's shard I use has become a part of me, and my current strength is all it comes from my own training. 9. It turns out that you care about these. Ran understood a seed's brain circuit, and thought for a while. Then I will give you a Shirella seed, as well as the Bingtongshueji boundary, plus the cultivation method. These will raise your ceiling without increasing your strength all at once. What do you think? Ace Day eyes lit up. She can agree to this, but still hesitant. I want you to come to my world from time to time, isn't this a reward? Ace Day asked a little nervously. How can I give up when I just want to fall in love with a man who exceeds my ideal requirements? Give up, she is not Ace Day. I'd rather go about your business, but it's not within the scope of what I can promise. Rand said a little helplessly. His current strength is far from the point where he can find the shuttle between the worlds. That's a pity. Can't we make a deal with Jinbang? Ace Day thought suddenly. Gold list. Dai was stunned. Indeed, if you can't do it yourself, what about the golden list that can communicate with the world and the world gate? Jinbang, is there any way I can go to the world of beheading sisters? Ran asked towards the light curtain. Such a strange thing, it is impossible not to understand what he meant. A string of messages appeared on the light curtain. 1. The inheritor wishes the inheritor to come to their own world. 2. Get the inheritor to give up the inheritance reward. 3. Under the first and second conditions, complete the task of delegating the gold list. Note. After completing the second condition, you can temporarily own the world gate to the other side's world for 1 year. Complete the task within 1 year, and you can permanently obtain the ownership of the world gate. Dai. Never thought it could work like this. P.S. Author Kuhn is snowing here, and the wind hurts so badly that I can't sit on the stool. 3 shifts today, see the situation tomorrow. Readers, please bear with me. Chapter 185 The World Gate of Slaying Sisters gets the quest, the declaration of the ninja world. Previous chapter. Next chapter advertisement. Besides the special lottery, there are other ways to obtain the world gate. Seeing the message above the light curtain, Uchiha Ran showed a surprised expression. With his current state, not strength, he can feel the suppression on the world level. There are still many ways to continue to become stronger, but there are only a few ways to continue to break through the realm. 1. Relying on the Golden List. The Golden List has the mighty power to communicate with the heavens and the world, and naturally contains the power to raise people's realm in an extraordinary way, even easy, as long as they can continue to be on the list later. 2. Relying on the gate of the world, the small world of 3 difficulties, the world of 3 roughness, and the big world of 3 mirrors. To put it bluntly, it is ponds, lakes, and oceans, and the creatures that can be nurtured are naturally different. Can a blue whale survive in a pond? Just barely in a lake, it can swim in the ocean. As long as you know how to go to a higher world, you can continue to improve your realm. 3. Elevate the world. To put it bluntly, it is to expand the pond to lakes and even oceans. This is undoubtedly the most time-consuming, but it is good for this world, all living beings. But there is also a win-win solution, which is to connect countless small worlds into a world in one, and so on. And this, getting the world gate, is the easiest and most direct way. In other words, if you want to continue to break through, there are 2 methods that are related to obtaining the world gate. However, obtaining the world gate originally existed in the special lottery with the gold list. What is the first method to link this, and it also depends on luck. And now, there is one more method. Inherited. Those who obtain the inheritance just give up the opportunity to reach the sky, and when they choose to give up, they can convince the inheritor to temporarily own the world gate. As for the task to be done, I choose to give up inheritance. Ran made a decisive decision and looked at Ace Day in the light curtain. Ace Day smiled. My wish is that Dai can come to my world. Gold list tip. The basic conditions are met. Advertisement. Gold list tip. The reward has been changed, and it will be issued by the temporary world gate. Information appears on the gold list. Immediately after, the light curtain turned into a special portal and fell into Ran's hand, about the size of a palm. Ran can choose to place this portal anywhere. However, after the portal is established, the location cannot be changed until the task is completed and permanent permissions are obtained. Dai looked intently. Intermediate Middle World Gate, Zhanmei World. Owner. Died time limit, 365 days permissions. Raise time limit method tasks. Establish a party to control the world's population, region, economy, etc., more than 50%. 2. Gather 48 pieces of Teiko. You can actually own or get allegiance from Teiko, and every 6 pieces can be extended by 1 year. 3. Kill or make the Son of Luck to surrender. Information is simple. The permission content is very familiar, and it is the same as the World Gate permission of Different Fire. However, the world of Different Fires and the world of Ninja are both high-level and middle-level worlds, which are more powerful than the world of Zhanmei. And the Different Fire Sky World is a low-level world of China Unicom. The only difference from the Different Fire World Gate is that there is a time limit. But there is also a way to increase the time limit, and you can get permanent ownership by completing any of the 3 tasks. If you feel that 1 year is not enough, you can try to collect 8 Taigu first to extend the time. In Ran's view, these 3 tasks were completed very well. Task 1. With the soon-to-be unified ninja world that can be used, it is very easy to complete the aggression. What's more, that world is in a period when the imperial system is collapsing, people's hearts are in chaos, rebels are rising everywhere, and a new regime is about to be established. Advertisement. Can follow the trend. Task 2. With his knowledge of the world, it might be a bit difficult to collect 48 kinds at one time, but 24 or more is easy. As long as the time is extended, it is easier to do 1. Of course, the easiest is Task 3. The World Gate only said that it would obliterate or conquer the Son of Luck, but did not reveal the identity of the Son of Luck, and deliberately mentioned that it was possible for both men and women. Obviously, determining the identity of the Child of Luck is the biggest difficulty in this task, and then it is obliteration and conquest. But for him, this task was a waste. Most of the children of luck in this world are Kai Tong. A small part may be Tasmi. No matter which one it is, choose to conquer. The entry point is easy. With my genjutsu, it is easy to subdue the little emperor and the leaders of the rebel army, so the night raid is also my subordinate. 99. I just had a fight with Ace Day, and I can use it completely. When the time comes to form a bond, play one-handed courtesy, and then let the people of the ninja world intervene and divide up the resources, the world will be in my hands. 93. Ran soon had a series of plans. Without thinking too long, he took the world door and walked out. As he walked, he said to the whole ninja world through the live broadcast, from today, the cancellation will require the state, but the ninja village is still reserved. 19. All countries are collectively referred to as a people's republic, which means that all people jointly pursue and maintain peace. And the major ninja villages will be renamed Ninja Village Military Base in the future, and the shadow of the hidden village will be the highest military leader. The leader of Ninja Village, the next level. The details will be discussed later. 99. Now, I am calling for the first goal after the establishment of the People's Republic. 39. The voice fell, and Ran had come outside the conference hall and threw the door in his hand. Boom. Advertisement. A gate of light 10 meters wide and 20 meters high is located on the square. From today, this location is the capital of the People's Republic. 0. Dot for flowers. The location of the Iron Country is in the center of the Ninja World continent, and it is also the center of the Five Kingdoms. Making this place a new center of the world is a plan that Ron has always had. And, it's a plan that was made before the Golden List came. And the Iron Country, as early as 2 years ago, became his secret base. Now, it just came out. Boom. Dai's words fell into the lake like a meteorite and exploded directly in everyone's heart. The first ones are the big names. They did not expect that they would be exempted from dying a word. All countries don't have them, isn't their big name a joke? Angry, but no one was going to do anything. They are not fools. Ninjas are not productive, and their culture is not high. After all, but the financial power was taken by the daimyo master, but after everyone needed relative peace, they fell in love with the Daoyutai and controlled Ninja Village into a knife. 0. But now, with the gold list, the ninjas are really on the top. Now informed by Ran, the 5 hidden villages will take the lead, and the major ninja villages will be in the room. The unification of the ninja world is imminent. They don't even have the ability to resist. Even if they have the ability, what is it in front of the Dai? Are you afraid that the other party will give you a meteorite in the capital? 1 is not enough, how about 2? In front of absolute strength, it is all false. And for the people, a relatively more peaceful environment is more conducive to survival. Why don't they? This matter is a foregone conclusion. And even the big names have this kind of awareness. Others will not be much more vivid. If the ninja world is stained, there will be no chaos. The goal of the great future is the heavens and all worlds. But then again, the light curtain dialogue has ended, why is the live broadcast still died there? People who already have experience look up to the gold list. Sure enough, the rankings have been updated. 10th place, Cube owner. Dai has a weapon he has never heard of. It also belongs to Ran. Could it be that it originally belonged to the Otsutsuki style? Under everyone's attention, he crossed the gate of the world and came to the world of slaying sisters. Meow, came a figure. Ran opened his hands directly. The body is in the arms. Come and fall in love with me. 97 Ace Day asked with bright eyes. No, Ran smiled and said, let's talk to you about some serious business first. Jiraiya and other old drivers watched this scene, and they complained for a while. Dead straight man, the girl is so active, you can't say sweet words. Business. Career. Ace Day smiled. A serious man is really handsome. Jiraiya et al. People. Chapter 186 Black Coffin evolves a powerful cube. The 10th place will be rewarded with an advanced lottery. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. You are completely different from what I remembered. Ran looked at Ace Day in his arms with some amusing. Who would have thought that the super hand-to-hand S-Queen, who was frightened by the aliens, would have such a side of the bird? If Ace Day's current performance were known to outsiders, his eyes would be lost. Only you can see it. Ace Day said with a red face. Ninja people. No, we all saw it. This dog food is very filling. Open black lens bracket Onogi. Envy, ask 5th generation to teach the secrets close black lens bracket. Black soil. Ah, man, when you get younger, you start to have bad thoughts. Lois. Isn't the resurrection of the mother fragrant? Father. Onogi. You two are really, obviously flattering from the side. 4th generation I. If this is the case, you won't admit it now. Onogi. You are a brainless person, no one will treat you as dumb if you don't speak. Quote. Jiraiya. Junior and brother are really role models for my generation. Hitaki Kakashi. Ask the 4 teachers to teach one. Sincere little eyes. Kakashi is Namikaze Minato's younger brother, 290, son. Namikaze Minato is a disciple of Jiraiya. Jiraiya is a disciple of Sarutobi Hizen. Sanin and Uchiha Ran are both Kakashi teachers, but they have to be in a row. Open black lens bracket Nohara Rin, Kakashi. Smile. Open black lens bracket Might Guy, Kakashi. Heartache. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Obito, Kakashi. Rage close black lens bracket. Ran. Both men and women kill, you are better than me. Quote. Open black lens bracket Hitaki Kakashi. In terms of flirting Hashirama, 5th generation, I am willing to call him the strongest in 1st generation. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Madara. Haxi Hot Mom, learn how to speak. Open black lens bracket Wei Sho Tobarama. Funny, have you applied for a patent? Open black lens bracket Uchiha Izuna. Tobarama, how dare you talk to my elder brother like this, I will do it myself. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket Wisdom Tobarama. Shut up the scum who hasn't been resurrected yet, evil Uchiha, even if you go with Haxi Hot Mom now, I'm not afraid. Quote. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Ran. Huh. Evil Uchiha Madara. Close black lens bracket. Although he devoured Uchiha's blood, he still has some relationship. Open black lens bracket Tobarama. I'm talking about Madara and Izuna. Uchiha Madara. HMPH, next time, I must be on the list, and then we will fight again. Quote. Open black lens bracket Tanner Tobarama. Scared of you, close corner bracket. Opening parenthesis ... closing parenthesis. A group of people crooked the building. Uchiha Ran did not pay any more attention, but pulled away Ace Day and smiled. Ace Day, there is something, I hope you can help me. If you are my man, you can do whatever you want with me. Ace Day said affectionately. Dude, is this what the ultimate love brain looks like? Really terrifying. After you pacify the northern aliens and return to the imperial capital, give this thing to the emperor of the empire. Ran handed a scroll to Acedes. In this scroll, the strongest genjutsu, the god of war, is sealed. The effect of alerting the gods is that they can directly invade the other party's brain and modify the other party's will without being discovered by the other party. It's very mysterious, but after researching Shisui's research, Ran found that the best effect of this pupil technique is sneak attack. What does that mean? That is, if you secretly use it on someone, unless the other party's vaginal power, spiritual power, is very powerful and he perceives something, he will not be able to escape the effect of being tampered with. Because in the innate, those who are recruited will think that this is their own idea, and will instinctively add a series of brain supplements. Even if the police are absolutely sure of your disappearance, the person concerned will feel that you do not know the real me. And if you use it forcefully, you can. But the other party's mental strength must not be too strong. Suppose your mental power is 5 and the opponent's mental power is 10. You can still get the opponent to be attacked by using Jingtianshan, but if the opponent's mental power is 50, it is very difficult to do so. And if the opponent is 100, the so-called genjutsu can only be used as an ordinary genjutsu. In other words, a person with a god can forcibly change the will, cognition, and thinking of anyone whose spiritual power is weaker than himself. And if you meet someone who is stronger than your own mental strength, you can rely on sneak attack and do things silently. Moreover, this is a god that only Shisui can use in his left eye slit. It is so powerful that it takes more than 10 years to cool down each time it is used, unless Zaraji who listens to Hashirama can use this technique again in a short period of time. When this eye is died, the recovery time depends on the target. The higher the opponent's mental power, the greater the loss of pupil power, and the longer the cooling time. The lower the opponent's mental power, the less pupil power is lost, and it can even be used continuously. And now he wants to use the hands of Ace Day to control the emperor of the empire. Although the other party has the bloodline to open the supreme emperor, he is an ordinary person, and it is very easy to deal with. Advertisement. As long as the little emperor is under control, then tasks 1 and 2 are half completed. All right. Ace Day pondered for a while, and took down the scroll. She somehow believed that dying would not be bad for herself. Even if Ran wanted to kill the little emperor, he would not take over her completion. Well, it is not necessary at all. After all, if you don't use the emperor, you can completely crush your own strength, the minister's ring, the strength of the Bude Admiral army, and even the legendary supreme emperor. A reward for you. He stretched out his fingers and flicked Ace Day's forehead, leaving a die on Ace Day's wrist. This is not just the mark of the flying Thor. As his strength has grown, so has his use of sealing techniques, and he can now incorporate many things into one sealing mark. Flying Thunder God's technique of double reputation induction is just one of them. With a hazard warning. Second, it is a 3 cubic meter functional space that can be used to store things. Third, it can convert energy. So far, only natural energy can be converted into vindictive energy, Chirella. This is an application from Orochimaru research on the spell. By the way, I also gave Ace Day the chakra seeds, so she will be able to practice chakra in the future, and she will directly start practicing Zero in Sage mode. I have something to do, I will come to you later. This portal, send your most trusted person to guard it, and don't let outsiders approach it within a radius of 10 kilometers. 99. In the future, I will bring the powerhouses from my world here. What is the core strength of the world of Zanmei? Emperor. How was Tiga born? There are 3 elements. 1. Materials of legendary super dangerous species, such as legendary dragons, beasts, dangerous species, etc. Semicolon. 2. Rare metals such as Olihagang. 3. The top skills of the most senior craftsmen, including a large number of lost secret arts, were called by the founding emperor of the empire from all over the world. By reading these, we can develop Taigu. Regardless of whether it is a dragon, a beast, a dangerous species or something else, it has not been extinct in this world. Rare metals such as Olihagang have not been greatly developed. Advertisement. Only those high-level craftsmen, top-level skills, and a large number of secretaries are somewhat difficult to find. However, with Orochimaru, Tobirama, and Sasori of Akisha around, Ron doesn't worry about that at all. When the ninja world settles in on a large scale, and comprehends the power of Takutoku, we will be able to develop and ask for more good things. Then you have to hurry. Ace Day nodded heartily. Although she showed Thistle as a little woman, it was only because she was looking for Dai. But that doesn't mean losing yourself. Ran nodded and returned to the ninja world. Until this time, he continued to re-look at the gold medal list. Information has been updated. Weapon list reward. Advanced, the cube system becomes the 3rd order Rubik's Cube. It can form a special labyrinth to suck people into it, and it can be turned into a special cage. It has the ability to deprive the prisoner of the ability to turn it into a crystal. Any crystal that is swallowed can inherit 30% to 100% of its power melting with. Conform a labyrinth, isolate induction. Owner's rewards. 1 advanced draw. See this message. Others didn't understand anything, but Rand's pupils shrank. 1.5 The so-called cube, also known as Black Coffin, is a giant black cube that releases rhythm through the ability of the right eye. The power of the cube is even better than the stone pillar summoned by the Great Black Sky. It is very hard and heavy, and the size can be controlled at will. But this cube is only part of Black Coffin. Now, Black Coffin has evolved into a third-order Rubik's Cube, which means that it has become 27 cubes, and its abilities have been upgraded. Not to mention the general abilities of prisons, it would be too heaven-defying to deprive prisoners of the ability to crystallize them. This means that if you encounter an enemy in the future, you can still use his cultivation and abilities for the second time. As for any swallowed crystal, it will only inherit 30% to 100% of its power, which is understandable. Yi Shi, good man. Ran praised, and then started the lottery. Turntable hook now. The indicator slipped in 7 ranges. Finally, stay on the heritage tile. Die eyes light up. It seems that I just got a lot of European energy from a seeds. Chapter 187 15 High-level lottery inheritances, red eyes. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. 1. Monkey King, Super Race 3, Dragon Ball World. 2. Kusanagi Godu, The Last King, God Killer World. 3. Saitama, Bald Head, One Punch Man World. 4. Yato, Ben for the $5 Sesame Oil Money, Noragami World. 5. Reverse Izayoi Fishing Place, Hako Garden, Problem Children from Otherworld. 6. Yakumo Z, Monster Expansion Plan, The World of Toho Project. 7. Jing Jijin, Phantom Thief Kid, Shinigami Elementary School World. 8. Arceus Creation, Wizard World. 9. Tony Starr, Snapping His Fingers, Marvel World. 10. Silly Pillar, Chin Wairu, 4 Questions Court. 11. Tokasaki Kurumi, When He Became an Elf, Dating Big Battle World. 12. 5 Elders Top War, One Piece World. 13. Han Li, Spirit Transformation Period. 14. Monkey King, Going to the Sea, Journey to the West. 15. Xiaoming, Little Sage's Village, Qin Shi. Sai. As expected of the options involved in the advanced lottery, Cowhide. 93. Ran's heart was greatly shocked, and her eyes were red. Their strength has now reached the level of a high-level, medium-course world, and this will be somewhat unbearable. The first inheritor, needless to say. Super Saiyan is a transformed form of Saiyan in Japanese anime, Dragon Ball. According to Sun Wukong's words, Super 3 is 03, Super Saiyan who has surpassed the limit of Super Saiyan. It is changed on the basis of Super 2, the golden hair will grow to the waist, the eyebrows disappear and the brow bone is close to the eye frame, the dark blue pupil appears in the original single light green eyeball, the golden arrogance becomes the light is fixed, Kamba's arrogance has not changed, and the color is still the original black-red arrogance of Kamba and the lightning becomes more dense than the Super 2. In terms of strength, it can have 4 times the combat power of Super 2, that is, 400 times that of the normal state. After Sun Wukong transforms, the power is so strong that it can suppress the powerful enemy Fat Buu, who is helpless even with Super 2 Vegeta, and can even completely destroy the opponent with all his strength. Although the power of Super 3 was weak when he fought Beerus, the god of destruction, Beerus easily defeated Super 3 Sun Wukong with less than 10% of his strength. But it couldn't stand the 400-fold improvement, which was extremely exaggerated. And Dragon Ball World must be a big world. Take advantage of it and get the opportunity to go to this world, and the ninja world will be died. Advertisement. Also invited to travel the universe, Otsutsuki is just a younger brother. The second inheritor is the world of the Godslayer. Although Ron doesn't like this Kusanagi Godu, but if he is the last king, he can be considered. Not to mention Kusanagi Godu's ability to acquire knowledge of her as long as she kisses someone, it is really exclusive to LSP, and it is said that in the period of the last king, he has master power, fighter against fate. It is the power to fight against fate, it can break the shackles of fate, untie the shackles of fate, cut them off, and improve the understanding of the world's principles. It is similar to the wave-like force, which is enough to change the world and the universe. The thread of cause and effect that causes various events is cut off, and the strong weave called destiny is returned to the state of plain color. Rooted in the existence of the Godslayer, this fluctuation has been extended to every corner of the pluralistic world. Ordinary people can't see or perceive. This is the strength of a single universe-level Tianwagang. And, you can invite to travel dimension. Even if this single universe is not strong, it is extremely heaven-defying. And if you can invite you to travel dimensions, listen to the rescue of the police world, and exercise part of the Covenant Dafa, wouldn't that be heaven-defying? In the next, the third inheritor. Explode directly. It's actually a bald teacher Saitama. I got stronger and bald. 99. I give the Earth a midpoint. One punch to solve the cosmic overlord. Let's not talk about the world level of the One Punch Man world, but Saitama is really powerful, and the most important thing is to open the limiter. Who knows if this talent will also apply? If you also use it, as long as you run to one world, the sky will be wide, so isn't it invincible? Fourth inherited. Good guy. Directly not satisfied with Saiyans, Godslayers, Superman, to God. Although they are also a desolate god who has no shrine to worship himself and lacks incense, he is the nameless god at the end of the 8 million gods. But he is also a god of war born from a wish. Born to fight. Most importantly, there are many artifacts. Even if it is a small place on the island of Japan, it cannot be ignored. The fifth inheritor, Izayoi, is a problem child, but is one of the highest-ranking gift holders of mankind, the main member of the community, no name, with superhuman athletic ability and very good logical reasoning ability. Advertisement. The truth of the ability is unknown, as the so-called source unknown, name unknown, effect unknown, code unknown, with all the conditions is a gift that violates the common sense of the Hakoniwa world. It is a contradictory gift that has miracles, but can destroy miracles. Possesses a fist capable of shattering mountains and rivers and breaking seas. Can throw objects at the third cosmic speed. With a completely ineffective constitution such as petrification and death curse, a tenacious body that can resist instant death attacks. In addition, he can use his right hand to use the Aurora Pillar that penetrates the sky and shatters the stars in the night sky, and has a power that rivals the another cosmology of Aztekaha who activated Avesta. There are also grass bracelets, Sun Sovereign, Leo, Blood Particle Accelerator, BDA. Another universe tycoon. Invincible type, the sixth inheritor. Even the monster sages came. Yakumo Z, nicknamed Z-Ma, holds dangerous abilities related to the origin, is one of the sages of Gensokyo, and maintains the Hokage Great Barrier together with the Hokage priestesses of all dynasties. There is not much to say about the invincible ability of Space Complex, and there are various spell cards. Anyway, another big guy. Seventh inherited. Well, it's the most unscientific guy in the world of Keishui, whose combat power has soared to the level of martial arts. Note that the thief kid should be in a state of jealousy, overlord. But mere humans don't care too much. Next moment. Explode. Arceus when it was handed down directly, why not choose the smallpox room? Arceus was born from an egg, which can be understood as the origin of the Big Bang. After his birth, he created the entire elf world and has 1,000 hands. In addition to this, the gods of the lake, by Rishi, Emrido and Arnom, were also created by him. And the Pokemon of the myth of time and space, Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, 290, which controls time, space, and reverses the world, is its clone. And at this time, Arceus still exists in the stone. This is a legendary boss. After this, Tony Starr in the ninth inheritance is also true. Stronger than alone, he can now play Iron Man, but the remark status is snapping fingers. Advertisement in other words, what he wants to talk to is Iron Man who just grabbed the Infinity Stones from Thanos. Good guy, he couldn't hold back like a snap of his fingers. Infinity Stones, which control space, time, reality, power, mind, and soul, are almost the earliest things in the universe, and they are also the most powerful objects in the universe. A single one is so heartwarming, what about all of them? Another fascinating legacy. Next, silly column. Stupid column? Chinwairu? Unlucky. Destroying them is almost the same, inheriting the skill of Pan-Man? Jump over. Tokusaki Mad 3. Hey, my previous wife is actually on the list, so I must give her a chance. And the ability of Emperor Kiki is very suitable for me. Tokusaki Kurumi left a chance. Dai continued to look down. The 12th inheritor, the 5 elders. Pirate World, the pinnacle of world power is controlled by the 5 elders. At the same time, all 5 are male elders, the highest leader of the world government, and the pillar of the world government. The dragon people are now, and look down on the devil fruit. To say that these people have few brushes, I don't believe it. But the strongest is also the washing level, ignore. Next Han Li. F*K, Old Demon Han, Chapter 188 Sun Monkey. Previous chapter next chapter advertisement, Old Demon Han, it's actually Old Demon Han. Wait, the gold content of this advanced lottery is so high? This is one of the 15 inheritances, and this is definitely the strongest one. When it comes to Son of Luck, Old Demon Han is definitely a mediocre one. And it is not the ordinary Versailles since ancient times, but really ordinary. The most common place in the mortal world is Tianan, the most common one is Yuguo, the most common one is Jingzhou, the most common one is Qingnu Town, the most common one, the people of Wulagu. The nickname is also unremarkable, called Erlenzi. Ordinary in appearance, dark-skinned and unremarkable. Not some kind of traveler. It is not an orphan whose parents sacrificed to heaven, and you were the 4th oldest. When he was a child, he was introduced to the mortal sect. He had the most ordinary spiritual roots. He practiced Changchun Gong and was accepted as a disciple by Dr. Mo. Later, he joined the cultivator sect Huang Fengshu with the token of ascending immortals, and then officially set foot on the cultivator road. After that, all the way to level up, it is all hard training. Ordinary to the extreme. But such an ordinary person has accomplished something that billions of existences dare not even imagine. After cultivating to the initial stage of God transformation, he smuggled into the spiritual world through space nodes, and after cultivating to the Mahayana period, he crossed the tribulation and flew to the northern cold immortal realm, and finally defeated the ancient or the present to become the supreme immortal world. In the world where Old Demon Han lives, the cultivation bodies are as many as Qi refining, foundation building, elixir formation, Yuan Ying, spirit transformation, virtual refining, physical inquiry, Mahayana, true immortal, golden immortal, Tai realm, Deluo realm, and Taoist realm. You can get the pill. Kun comes to 6 paths, nascent soul is equivalent to the bloodstocking level, and reincarnation is just a title. The transformation of the gods corresponds to the blood following the net, the realm of the Otsutsuki sect powerhouse. And refining the void, questioning the body, and Mahayana are unimaginable heights in the ninja world. True wonderland, I am afraid that only the Dominion realm can match. This is an immortal cultivator who really points directly to the supreme Tao. This released world must also be a high-level rough world, comparable to the low-level big tank world that can fly far away from the different fire continent. And now the Han Lao Mo drawn from the golden list is in the realm of transformation. This means that he is about to go to the Chaoxing Sea. After accompanying Nangong Wan for more than 10 years, he will leave and return to Tiannan to continue his cultivation. Before leaving, he will bring Shi Jian back to Tiannan together, and let him go to the extreme western land to be rough. The leader of the bamboo sect was seized, and he inherited the mantle of Dayan God Kun. Advertisement, and he returned to the falling demon and killed himself. After 100 years of painstaking cultivation, he cultivated to the peak state of the initial stage in one breath, and cultivated the last level of the Qingyuan sword art to the late great perfection realm. During this period, he would learn that the entry into the space node had failed, and Shinji would go to Wulonghai to investigate, empty and then rhyme outside, swept the world, searched for protective treasures, and prepared to smuggle it. During this period, he devoured a dragon-scale fruit every half a month, and at the same time practiced the bone-breaking art. The strength conference broke through the limit that a monk in the human world could achieve. He could easily lift it with one hand without using any mana. Thousands of pounds of boulders. Old Demon Han in this period should not be as good as me in the competition, but there are also many means. 99. The most important thing is that it finally breaks through the realm of Hato's ancestors and can invite you to travel a long time. If I threatened him with rhyme, I might be killed by a sword from behind the river of time. 9. So we can only make good friends, but old Demon Han's temperament is not so easy to get along with. However, Jinbang dares to let him in the reward, which means that at least he is not a weak Taoist, which is a good thing. So, I still have a chance. The first task is to get the world door to that world. 99. Died with the preferred target, even a little impatient. But he still patiently continued to look down, then his pupils shrank again, and he almost burst into foul language. It's Sun Monkey. This is not comparable to the grandson monkeys of Dragon Ball world. Although it is Sun Monkey from Journey to the West, it may be a myth, and it may have something to do with the prehistoric world. The upper limit of the world is higher, and even the height that old Demon Han finally reached cannot be compared with it. The six saints of heaven and Tao, asking Tao ancestor, is by no means comparable to old Demon Han. Is Hongwang Deluo really not as good as mythical Deluo? Not necessarily. It may also be that there are quasi-sages, sages of heaven, and Taoist ancestors who are sages. Even if they transcend the long river of time and sisters Uranus, they will be managed forever. This is called the strong in the middle. Of course, it may also be that the mythical Deluo is stronger and can be compared to the saint who is not constrained. Both are possible, but no matter what the situation is, Daluo is not comparable to Daluo where old Demon Han is. Advertisement: the world level has been raised by at least one police level. Of course, Sun Monkey is a piece of robbery, and his final achievement cannot be compared with the son of Han Lomo's luck. What's more, it's just a white monkey with 72 changes, the sky and the earth, and the eyes of the master. But even so, it's not a reason to despise him. Why can Sun Monkey become the protagonist of Quantity Tribulation? Because it is transformed by the Nuwa Sage, the heaven-repairing stone. The bread person has the merits of mending the sky, which is comparable to the acquired merits and virtues. And this stone is located on the ancestral veins of the 10 continents and 3 islands. If it weren't for the stone monkeys not being able to cultivate immortals when they were hooked to the world, I am afraid that they could be like innate spirits, and they would be heavenly immortals, even true immortals, and golden immortals. However, the merits of his life and the spiritual energy he absorbed are all in his body, otherwise he would not have learned the great art of heavenly immortal art, and he would only take 20 years to reach the realm of the golden immortal. And all of this should be in the inheritance, right? And, can it be fooled? After all, Sun Monkey is still pursuing immortality and immortality. This is much better than old Demon Han, the last 15th inheritance. Xiaomeng. If you didn't have old Demon Han and Wukong, you would be strong. After all, you might be the incarnation of Zhuangzi. But now it looks like that. In any case, 14, 13, must be reserved. After all, it is an opportunity. Tony Stark can do this too, seize the opportunity and maybe get the Infinity Stones. 99. Super Saiyan 3 is also possible. Not only has S cells, but it has also been developed to the extent that its combat power has been increased by 400 times, and it will be beneficial in the future. Godu Kusanagi is good, but in 10 minutes, it's hard to convince him. And I have established a good relationship with Luo Hao. Why don't you get it yourself? Sayu this, too metaphysics, is not as reliable as Chaos I-san. Yato, it's just a wild god, it can be countless. It's hard to convince him to go back to Izayoi, unless I can satisfy his reasons, but this is obviously impossible, and there is also a trading contract in Jinbang. 99. Advertisement: Yayanzi, it is possible to be fooled. After all, I know what she thinks, but in fact her ability is not very useful to me. Kyogoku is really funny, silly column, funny. 5 elders, not enough to watch. 93, Arceus, that's quite impressive, but it's still in the creation stage, so he doesn't care about me at all, I'm not worthy. 99. Tokasaki Kuzan asked me about it, and at this point in time, a lot of tragedies can be saved. If you get Chong Minato who can fight almost all, heaven and earth energy, incarnations in the world, It is even more, Lu Nuo's invincibility, but difficult. I may not be able to win the away game, but even if it's just a third, maybe I can go through the beginning. Doit. After some analysis, a decision was made. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 15. Start the lottery. After the election, the remaining inheritance points are 1. Monkey King Super Saiyan III. 9. Tony Starr. Snapping his fingers. Marvel World. 11. Tokusaki Kurumi. When he became elf, dating date. Battle World. 13. Han Li, Spirit Transformation Period. 14. Monkey King, Going to the Sea, Journey to the West. Mouth next is the moment to witness the miracle. Will a miracle happen then? The answer is, dying is very European today. The results are in. The testimonial finally stayed on the 14th. Son Wukong who just went to sea. He can only inherit his innate supernatural powers, everything he was born with. But is this not enough? P.S. If the protagonist is not a traveler, but an Aborigines, it is impossible to maximize the benefits forever. Chapter 189 Gorgeous Inheritance Layout, this is to get rich. Previous chapter next chapter advertisement, it's actually Sun Monkey. It's really Sun Monkey, Super Jackpot, 19 bright eyes. At this moment, Rao was only one step away from becoming immortal, and his heart was inevitably shaking. Today, although the monkey has no master de Pintianxianju, no somersaults, no 72 transformations, no law, heaven and earth, no external body, no fiery eyes, no golden eyes, no Vajra body, no 3 heads and 6 arms, and no real fire of Samadhi, nor can he primordial spirit test and immobilization technique, not water and fire avoidance tactics, moving mountains and shrinking ground, etc. But there are more surprises to dying. One is that the rising monkey has the teacher of a sage, and it is not easy to fool around. If you want to get inheritance, 10 minutes can't convince anything. Second, what the monkeys learned was nothing in front of the 36 heavenly gang god tier powers and the 72 earthly evil little supernatural powers. The 72 earth evil transformations are not the 72 earth evil little supernatural powers, but are counted as one of the 36 heavenly gang god tier skills together with the 36 celestial gang changes. And it's not complete. Han Yu's creation is the method used by Nuwa to create human beings. In the true sense of god tier, it can create something out of nothing or transform the essence of things, change all things, live from death, and rewrite the rules of heaven. The 36 transformations of Tiangang and the 72 transformations of Disha are only the changed part of the god tier magic power, which is the castrated version of god tier. That's it, Sun Monkey can learn, or because of his own talent. And what he has learned is the heavenly immortal art, which is only the great way of the golden elixir. Well, with that said, it feels like the die has drifted away. For a true cultivator, if he hears the Tao in the morning, he may die in the evening. Any method related to cultivating immortals can make people flock to them. At least these inheritances appear in the ninja world, which can make the 3 holy places, the Otsutsuki family, and even more races in the universe compete. Ranji 290 is so lucky, not because it doesn't look good, but because it can get better things. What kind of foot is the Sun Monkey? Lingming Stone Monkey, one of the 4 monkeys in the mixed world. What are the talents of Lingming Stone Monkey? Through changes, know the angels, such as geographical advantage, changing stars and changing battles. The first 3 are so-so, not to mention the 36 heavenly gang god tier skills, even the 72 earth-shattering small supernatural powers can be achieved, and they can be cultivated the day after tomorrow. 89 profound arts and 9 turn profound arts, etc., can all be changed. But this shift of stars and battles must not be revealed. It is one of the 36 god tier passes, and it is the god tier power of the natural master of the Lingming Stone Monkey. Those who can kill their body, destroy their essence, or live. It can also manipulate the stars, turn the sun and the moon, and even reverse the book and night, and control the timing. It is the supreme law. The sun and moon here are not stars in the ordinary world, but lunar stars and sun stars, which are transformed by the eyes of the god tier Pangu. When Sun Monkey was cutting the world, there were 2 divine lights in his eyes, which shot into the Do Mansion and shocked the Jade Emperor in the sky. Advertisement, but all of this was shattered by a mouthful of ordinary water. And because Sun Monkey has the merits of repairing the sky, people who do bad things need to repay the cause and effect, and teach one of the 36 celestial supernatural powers. It is also one of the 36 heavenly gang god tiers, one of the parts of Yushin Yuki, Yuan Shen Yun experience. There are many more such substitutions. In his last life, Sun Monkey learned a lot of things, but he didn't have a single one of them. It's as big as a person with similar strength, but it's better. But in the face of some real powerhouses, he is always helpless. What else is similar to Sun Monkey's situation? The dignified Lingzu turned around, and finally turned into a lotus flower. Ridiculous. And the reason why Ran is happy is because Sun Monkey, who has just passed Shinhai, is still a blank sheet of paper. The energy, potential, etc. in the body have not been consumed. Even merits exist. If these are inherited, they can change their roots. Even if he is now a mere ninja world mortal, there is a slight possibility of his rise to the great desolate in the future. The most important thing is that he still thinks he is the grandson of ordinary monkeys. It is so deceiving. He didn't dare to think about the prehistoric portal. That thing, if you want to get it, you don't dare to use it. Even if OJ's gold list is endorsed, crossing the past may be removed as an anomaly. It is better to have a wave of the simplest transactions. It's also a gift from me, Monkey King. Rand's eyes condensed and looked at the light curtain quietly. For some reason, the light curtain has not yet opened. At the same time, Journey to the World. Sun Monkey, who had drifted on the sea for a long time, wiped his eyes and woke up. I don't know, when will I be able to find the immortal, monkey language? Monkey Sun thought instinctively as soon as he woke up. Immediately, he noticed the light curtain floating in front of him. Hey, what is this? Monkey language. Sun Monkey was startled. At this time, a spot of light shot from the light curtain and sank into its eyebrows. Golden list. Advertisement, the heavens and the worlds? Can I get the inheritance of this beautiful Monkey King? 39. What is the inheritance of this beautiful Monkey King? What are these? However, this light spot makes this beautiful Monkey King unable to move, and it must be a fairy image. Could it be that the Monkey King got an immortal fate? Sun Monkey, who has not yet entered the human society and has learned writing, does not understand the concepts of heaven and world and the so-called inheritance. It also hasn't learned human writing, so it doesn't understand the content written on the light curtain that can be passed on, nor the ability content that Dai can pass on to him. It scratched its ears and cheeks for a while, screaming, I, not knowing what to do. In the end, it had no choice but to worship the golden list, reciting some words, monkey language. The immortals are on the top, they are worshipped by monkeys, and they ask for the law of immortality. But it kept saying so, but the light remained silent. Until a wave hit, making the bamboo raft up and down. It felt good, ADBF, like a light curtain floating. Sun Monkey thought he was asking himself if he would agree, and immediately shouted, the monkey is willing, the monkey is willing. Information suddenly appeared in the light curtain. Rand saw the legendary Monkey King, with round eyes, ears, full of hair, gong mouth, thin face, pointed mouth and shrunken legs, body less than 4 feet, like a grandson who eats pine cones, although like a man, but with fewer legs than a man. Those eyes seemed to speak. At this moment, Rand was very excited. Part of the reason is because of seeing Sun Monkey. Who let never youth? Who doesn't like the Monkey King? Although it has such problems, its desire to compete with the gods is always amazing. But the reason for the more excitement was the information that appeared on the light curtain, only visible to both sides of the inheritance. Poan Jin Wei, to be awakened, after awakening, 2 golden rays of light can be hooked in the eyes, reaching the sky tower and going down to the netherworld, which can see through all the illusions and illusions in the world, check the operation of the stars in the sky, know the time of the sky, and know the benefits of the place. The merits of repairing the sky, in the seal, in the Lich War in the past, Gogong slammed into the Bujo Mountain in anger. The Bujo Mountain fell, the heaven and the earth were overturned, and the hook was broken. Stone. Use the stone to mend the sky, but when the goddess Nuwa was filling the sky, there was a stubborn stone stained with the blood of the Chaos Demon Ape who was unwilling to be a mediocre sky-filling stone and descended to the human world, according to the merits of mending the sky. The essence of heaven and earth and the aura of the sun and the moon, in the seal. The Lingming Stone Monkey absorbed the essence of heaven and earth and the aura of the sun and the moon from the ancestral veins of the 10 continents and 3 islands, and was sealed due to the seal of merit, and rhyme. Chaos Demon Ape essence and blood, with awakening. You can comprehend the law after you have formed the Tao fruit. There are only 4 things. Even if it is inherited, it cannot be transferred immediately. But the Dai was unprecedentedly excited. First of all, it is the golden pupil of breaking the arrogance. It can be said that the spirit of the stone monkey can change, the knowledge of the sky and the time, the knowledge of the place, and the fundamental reason for changing the stars and changing battles, but there is no rhyme field in the original work. Brother Monkey is most famous for his flaming eyes. Advertisement, but now it seems that this is simply the infinite castration version of the golden pupil. Actually, it's totally understandable. Dai some afterthoughts. In the original work, it is said that Sun Wukong's fiery eyes were made in the alchemy furnace of Taishang Lao Kun. This Taishang Lao Kun is one of the 3 corpses of the sage Taiching Laozi, and Taiching Laozi is even his own younger brother, in Fire Cloud Cave. No matter how you look at it, he is not a good person who will give benefits to others. Besides, people are smoky and meat, and it will give benefits to Taishang Lao Kun and Sun Wukong? Making stronger eyes weaker is about as good. Originally, Laozi is the Tao, and Sun Wukong will defeat the Buddha in the future. He must be pitted. Everything is explained well, and what makes a fiery eye is clearly to destroy the original Poan Jin Wei and make it into a castrated version. Sun Wukong has sharp eyes, and in the original work, he also looked at the little wild monster without background like the white bone spirit. Whenever he encounters a big monster with a magic weapon and background, he is blind in both eyes, and there is no ranking of Lingming Stone monkeys at all. It's all clear now. Afterwards, the merits and virtues of mending the sky are also normal in the seal. Obviously, this is the plan of the Western religion. Is it so good to fight against the Buddha? All the immortals and gods accompany you to act, can there be no benefits? Obviously, this is it. There are also the essence of heaven and earth and the aura of sun and moon, which can explain why Sun Wukong has become a golden immortal in 20 years. As for the blood essence of the Chaos Demon Ape, it is the most fundamental and the most difficult thing to deal with. If you can get these, even in the Great Desolation, you are not a small person. Although these are temporarily unavailable, but it is good to be able to ascend to immortality in one step in the future. Brother monkey, let's make a deal. Use everything I have, and return everything you have. Ran said straight to the point. What did you say, fairy? Monkey son scratched his ears for a while, making a monkey call. Die. Tay meow is the difficulty here? Communication barriers? Jinbang, your service is not in place. Chapter 190. It seems that I got the benefit of the sky, and it seems that there is nothing. Previous chapter. Next chapter advertisement. The following is monkey language. Trade. The immortal will initiate a transaction, and this monkey will add everything he has to get the immortal's inheritance? Then can I not die? You can't die, but you can increase your lifespan by a few jars, and you can get the means of immortals to find more powerful immortals. The monkey is clear, the monkey is willing. In the light curtain, Sun Monkey's eyes became brighter and brighter. Seeing the nod, Ran was relieved, turned her head and said to the monkey demon, thanks to your help this time, I will find a shapeshifter for you, and help you step into the Six Paths realm as a thank you gift. Monkey language, Dai said he would not. If it is in a world, he can still chat with himself through his spiritual power, and any language will not be a hindrance. It's a pity that the monkey communicates with him through the light curtain, and he can't command the other party to accept his gifts, such as language gifts, such as letting himself go to the other party's world temporarily. Can't do it. Seeing the passage of time, this amazing opportunity is about to be turned into running water by the language barrier, and he is inevitably worried. At a critical moment, he thought of the summoning beast, the monkey demon, from the Chief Master 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hizon. This ape demon can turn into a wish-fulfilling golden hoop rod. In Lenovo's golden horn and silver horn, Six Paths ninja tool, it is not a certain shore. I did not refer to Journey to the West, so it is absolutely unreasonable. So he died as a living horse doctor, and directly used the blood to open up the space to find the ape demon, and act as a translator. In the dark, there are reflections in all worlds. Ape demon can really understand Brother Monkey's language. The two sides finally completed the transaction. Whether it is the inheritor or the inheritee, if the trading mode is opened, the power of the talent itself is given by copying, and the inquirer can understand it as a golden list. But if it's an item, it's for the real thing. Hogyoku can't be given to monkey, and the same can't be said for other weapons. Shueiji snares this method is too heaven-defying. Although it was like that in the Great Desolation, no one knows if it will be deduced after being discovered by those strong people, so it is better to police it. Just give the technique of Flying Thunder God. The pure eternal Mangekyo Sharingan does not add pupil technique, it is obtained from the heaven and earth of the Godslayer world, and it is the body of the god. The art of flying is also given, and this recently acquired high-grade cultivation technique, 99. 3 body techniques can also be given. Ninjutsu also gives. Although it is a side street for Schwanman, and even for Buddhism, but if you use it well, it may not be able to bloom with unique brilliance. By the way, all the languages and characters of my master are also added, 55. Well, add the Go Daowen I've seen before. By the way, adding Journey to the West is a spoiler, 97. In the Calamity where only Daozu can see the future clearly, if the protagonist of the Calamity knows the future that even saints despise, it will be very interesting, right? 3. After thinking for a while, he soon made a decision, and Ran put the conditions on his side. And Wukong didn't know anything, so he put only 4 things that he could inherit. Gold list tip. The double-issue transaction has been reached. Gold list tip. Distribute trading items. A series of prompt sounds sounded, the light curtain disappeared, and it turned into a streamer of light and shot into Ran and Sun Wukong. Advertisement 0 Journey to the World. The extra knowledge in the minds of Sun Wukong's passive recipients. The first is human writing and language, as well as various prompts, some enlightenment books, and Confucian books, education. The Lingming Stone Monkey is worthy of being a Lingming Stone Monkey, but after accepting all of this, he instantly has the level of mortal anthropology rich in 5 cars, being sensible and eloquent. Words, humans. Language, Shu Xian, I'm a monkey. The immortal's name is Ran, give me this surname son? Cultivating one's own body, governing the country and bringing peace to the world. Respect for teachers. One day as a teacher and a lifetime as a father. 61 After accepting the basic information, Brother Monkey's shrewd eyes are full of wisdom. Afterwards, he received his physique and found that there was no change. The physique of a god killer is like a hair on the Lingming Stone Monkey. Afterwards, he accepted the technique of Flying Thunder God and some ninjutsu, which was regarded as a master technique. After accepting everything, he started to read novels according to what he left in the message. It looks like 3 days and 3 nights. The contents of countless novels were integrated into Brother Monkey's mind. Get the essence. Among them, the book Journey to the West, as well as Ran's remarks, were read over and over by him several times. It turns out that my destiny is doomed. It turns out that I am actually one of the Chaos Demon Ape essence and blood, one of the Chaos Demon Gods, and one of the 4 monkeys of Chaos. 9. It turns out that it has been so long since the world opened up. Dragon and Phoenix, Lich, conferred God, Journey to the West, a calamity? My grandson, just like Zhang Zia and Shen Gungbao, are the protagonists? The general trend is irreversible, but the small trend can be changed? Old son and one of the saint's daughter XX Nyanganang, unnamed, unimaginable, have an indissoluble bond. Old son has been under the spotlight all his life. In the future, Jinxian actually claimed to be the great sage of equaling heaven, and even went to snatch the position of Jade Emperor Lauer. In the end, he was destroyed by Tathagata before he even entered Nantianmen. Above the Golden Immortals, there are also the Tai Golden Immortal, the Deluo Golden Immortal, the Quasi-Sage, the Saint. Scam, protagonist, monkey, ridiculous. It turns out that you are all playing monkeys. At this moment, Brother Monkey was extremely angry. He did not expect that his life was actually a calculated life. Just because your Buddhism wants to prosper, and the old grandson has the merit of mending the sky, you have to calculate it. Because of this calculation, Lao Sun's talent has gone, and his merits are gone, but I still want to thank you all for fighting and defeating the Buddha like a gatekeeper for your Buddhist school. Ridiculous. Damn it. Advertisement, who, 99 but soon, Brother Monkey calm down. It's not that he is good at cultivating chi, but that the information can let him learn the lotus way, the prudent type, so that he understands that if he does not have the strength to suddenly do things, he is courting death. Now because of dying, I have the opportunity to change my life by heaven defying, but I can't destroy it myself. Ah, then I'll play with you, but this time, you are the director, and I want to add the drama. 93. Brother Monkey soon made a decision. He decided to continue his wandering journey. I am destined to learn that sage art from Master Bodhi, why not? If you want to change your name from heaven defying, you need to be cautious and change your name, you have to have strength. I went to Master Bodhi to learn his life skills. But this time, according to the advice that Ran gave to himself, he must not show off, and not let Bodhi have a reason to let him go down the mountain. Anyway, it can be delayed for a while. In the meantime, some more means are needed. There are also 36 changes of the gang that day and 72 of the earth evil, which must be learned. Maybe it can activate the talent destructive Jinwei. Then there are plans. Pantao and Jindan also all smiled and boosted their spiritual power. Try to break through Deluo Jinxian before journey to the west. 0. Ask for flowers, the stronger the better. Definitely not to be forced to travel west, but to take the initiative to integrate. At that time, the Bodhi Patriarch will be returned to the cause and effect of journey to the west. But in the world, it is the amount of merit. At that time, your own merits should not be reduced, but you must also obtain the merits of the heavenly way. As long as you plan well and have the quasi-sage strength at the end of the calamity, you can plan more in the era when the saints are not as good as the floods. There are also a few other 4 monkeys who are confused, and they themselves have to form a gang. Financial partner Lawland. There are also things sent by the old dragon kings, such as wishful golden hoop sticks and so on. Randu gave me a way to plan safely. In short, you have to be cautious, you have to be careful, and you must be careful when you can't follow the hook to pretend to force you. Stay steady. It's really not possible, and then practice the high-grade cultivation technique of the heavenly rank. When the time comes, it will be announced to the human race. This new practice is complicated, and according to what Rand said, it may be able to get rewards from heaven's merits. According to human luck, call, Brother Monkey thought a lot. It sat on the bamboo raft for 99.47 days. Completed the dyeing scheme. 0 advertisement. In his view, this is more important than the inheritance of ability. The dyer, if you see the sun, you will repay this kindness. Brother Monkey suddenly knelt down to the void and bowed 3 times. In the original trajectory, Nuwa, who was considered to be her own mother, did not pay attention to it, and gained and shared the merits. The so-called master, Ancestor Bodhi, cultivated him purely as a toolman, and wasted his own merits and virtues. Don't say motive for motive, he did enjoy the benefits. Why does it have a seal on it? And those brothers who are white with themselves are all funny. Everything is calculation. Only dying, planning for him. In his heart, only admit him. Boom, heavenly Tao suddenly exploded. Hongjun opened his eyes. The 6 saints also opened their eyes. Countless mighty eyes. What happened? Hey, the calamity has already risen, the secrets of heaven are chaotic, and it is impossible to calculate. 22. Heavenly Tao warned, could it be that something happened to the master of the robbery? Countless powerful calculation monkeys, but he saw that he was working hard to catch the sea. Now he has sealed his memory, just wait for Shushan Jiwi to open. He is still the lake service. Journey to the west changes in the world, Dai does not know. After accepting the inheritance from Brother Monkey, he felt, nothing had changed. When the reward below the gold list, give an explanation. Destructive golden pupil, because the innate time has not been stabilized, it needs to be able to initially awaken in the realm of heaven and immortal, and the premise is that it will no longer suffer from the scourge of mundane things. The merits and virtues of the Tao of heaven are sealed. It is the seal of the saints. It cannot be used unless the party concerned lifts it or the golden list is diligent. The spiritual energy of heaven and earth, the essence of the sun and the moon, also have seals, but they are only seal perceptions, and they can be mobilized and used when they become immortals. The blood of the chaos demon ape merged into the body to the depths, and the seam of the Tai Jinxian realm might touch. In other words, he got these things, but it doesn't seem to get it. Finally, the future of foreigners is bright. 99. Ran was greedy enough to comfort himself, then glanced at the Jinbang live broadcast room, and found that the perspective was still with him. He's on the list again. Number 9. Box of Bliss owner, Die People. Chapter 191 Surprise brought by Kagaya. Another advanced lottery, please subscribe. Previous chapter next chapter advertisement. It turns out that the Box of Bliss is on the list. It was a pleasant surprise, an unexpected look appeared in his eyes. This box of bliss was not collected by him deliberately, but was a loot that he got by the way when he went to the village of Kusanagi to rescue Uzumaki Shaolin. A certain Honkishi who doesn't understand Hokage, when he created a work with the information of all the worlds, divided the ninja world into comics and animations, and even a specific theatrical version to present the content. This leads to a world that may find a variety of situations, and even the possibility of parallel worlds. The Heart of Bliss, rumored to be used by Sage of Six Paths, is the ultimate weapon in the era of Sage of Six Paths. There are 4 faces on the 4 sides of the box. This box contains a special spell. According to legend, in the era of Sage of Six Paths, the monster, Wu, who was sealed in it, can decipher any offensive with mind reading, and can permanently control the people in the suction box, which has destroyed many countries in the past. This Six Paths ninja tool only appears in the theatrical version of the Blood plot, and there is no such ninja tool in the original comics. After accidentally getting it, Ran also researched it for a period of time, and found that this thing is a negative energy absorber, and it has the power of perception, but it is similar to the ability of Nine Tails, 2090. Unexpectedly, the ranking is so high. Shimura Collection. Box of Bliss. I have heard of it, it is the ultimate weapon in the era of Sage of Six Paths. There are 4 faces on the 4 sides of the box. In the era of Paths, Kalian Village almost gained the whole world through it. It was born with enlightenment, moved with enlightenment, and died with enlightenment. Open black lens bracket Hisashi Sarutobi. This thing, I remember it was always in the hands of Kusakamura. I always thought it was a legend, but now I look at the name Wood Expulsion, it seems that there is something special about it. Open black lens bracket Onogi. Kusakamura can do it, but he took the initiative to give it to 5th Hokage, Envy, close black lens bracket. 4th generation I. Gracian Village is so stupid. Isn't it good to put this thing on the list? If you want to donate it, you can wait for it to be on the list again. Everyone. Just you are a big smart. Didn't see that the first 3 guys were beating around the bush and saying that Uchiha Ran was ripping off. Speaking of which, why didn't the people in the village of Kalian speak up? For this, the people of Gracian Village said, do you think we are as stupid as the 4th generation? How about knowing that Uchiha Ran did it in the first place? Dare to say it, believe it or not, Hashirama and Uzumaki Mito went straight to the kill. And the wife of the 4th generation, Namikaze Minato, is also from the Uzumaki family. There is no way to find death, it is true that it appears to be tied to the big guy. Wu-Wei. You all don't know, this is my grass-hidden village trouble 5th Hokage took away. Open black lens bracket 4th generation I. Who are you? Wu-Wei. The warden of the grass ninja in the next Ghost Lamp City, is also the current Ghost Lamp City owner. Ghost Lantern City is a prison specially established by Kalian Village jointly entrusted by various countries to detain criminal ninjas. It is located on a small island near Kalian Village and is surrounded by the sea. The Castle Lord is a clan who can use fire-style heavenly prison, and the prison leader is Jonin of Gracian Village. Advertisement open black lens bracket 4th generation I. Oh, why did you hand over the box of bliss to Konoha 5th generation? Wu-Wei. Going back to Lord Raikage's words, I was greedy and wanted to use the prison ninja Zara to feed the existence named Wu-Wei in the box of bliss, and then made a wish to become a ninja world, but the result was that his son Wu-Wei Dirty was accidentally swallowed, and has been thinking about how to get rid of it, thanks to the help of Lord Ran. Onogi. The box of bliss cannot satisfy people's wishes? Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hagoromo. If you can, why do you stay by my side? Close black lens bracket. Onogi. These juniors understand, but they just think they should have special abilities? Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hagoromo. It has a special power, similar to Ten Tails. It can devour chakra for breeding, but it cannot absorb natural chakra, but it can devour living beings, and it cannot become a great charm, but creates a tailed beast. Unfortunately, the energy absorbed is too negative, and it will become a monster. Uchiha Madara. Understood, this is a pure weapon. Orochimaru. Maybe the ranking is so high, it seems that the situation is not simple now. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Ran. Yes, the box of bliss can't actually fulfill people's wishes. There are special seals in the box, which will absorb the emotions of destruction and fear. You can also use this as the entry point to swallow negative chakra and form it into a pure vaginal test. Carrot, can be absorbed. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. The yin and yang of the world are divided into 2 poles, and the positive and negative forces interact with each other, and they are all phenomenal. Die. This is the essence of the Otsutsuki family's blood following the net. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. This thing is a treasure lost by the Otsutsuki family, but it has been broken according to the situation. Die. A complete one should be able to absorb all emotions and spiritual power. Otsutsuki Kagaya. Not bad. Ran. Then Otsutsuki should also possess the treasure that devours all bodies and objects and produces the Yang Dao. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya. The furnace called Flame Mountain, although the concubine is like a princess, it is unknown whether she is still in the clan. Die. Stove Flame Mountain. Spray. Dying eyes jumped. These words were said by Otsutsuki Kagaya, and Uchiha Madara also said when he interpreted the immortal stone steel to open the eye of reincarnation. In fact, this is the Dao theory. Dao gives birth to 1, 1 gives birth to 2, 2 gives birth to 3, and 3 gives rise to all things. One of them refers to the essence of things. The second refers to the various yin and yang opposite attributes possessed by similar things. The third refers to spirit. Chara comes from the group of spirit and spirit, and it is also one of them, so that it can be integrated with natural energy. The eye of reincarnation is called the extreme of the vagina, but it must be stimulated by the power of the yang dao, which is actually a return to the essence of oneness. The connection between the immortal human body and the eye of reincarnation is also the connection between high-end yin and yang. Therefore, if ninjas cultivate their physique, physical energy, or improve their experience and reading, mental ability, their strength can become stronger, which is a comprehensive improvement of spirit and spirit. The blood follows the boundary, and the blood follows the net, which is the weak and small manifestation of the three living things. The reincarnation eye and the immortal human body are the return to the essence and the sublimation of the essence. The Otsutsuki clan were undoubtedly at a high stage from birth. The increase in the power of yin and yang is equivalent to taking pills. Advertisement: the box of bliss and the flaming mountain correspond to yin and yang. And according to Kagaya, the box of bliss is now in a damaged state. If it returns to its normal state, the guide will also have the power of chakra seeds, 10 tails, absorbing the natural chakra, contaminated with negative emotions, that is free in nature. It's really good stuff. 0. I didn't understand it originally, but Kagaya explained it for me. As for why the treasure of the Otsutsuki clan is on this planet, it is not difficult to understand. 93. There are many treasures belonging to the Otsutsuki clan on this planet, such as the turtle that can travel through time and space. Let Ran guess. It is estimated that this planet has hooked up to a strong person who can invite a cosmos-level policeman, and then met the people of the Otsutsuki clan in the cosmos, and there was a war. Starcraft? Waiting for the future, it is bound to enter the era. Good thing. I don't know if it can be completely repaired with the help of Jinbang. Ran looked at the gold list with anticipation, and waited until the reward information was updated. Soon, he knew that it was indeed underestimating the golden list. Weapon list rewards. 1. Completely repaired, can devour all emotions under the control of the owner, can absorb the shirella that is free in nature, and turn it into vagina chakra. 2. Increase the function of purifying emotions, yin dun chara can be turned into a spiritual pill. 3. The owner can perceive human emotions. Lister reward, advanced lottery X1. Immediate surprise. This box of bliss is good. Active absorption can be used as a weapon, passive absorption is an aid to the accumulation of infants, and it can also actively purify, eliminating the side effects. As for perception, it can be used as a lie detector. Or set up directly in the base area, and set up a barrier around this, then you will not be afraid of spies. Jinbang, good friend. Ran silently gave Jinbang a thumbs up. Then, he started to draw again. Dark, his day, is so unpretentious. What? A ray of light was shot on the golden list and turned into a turntable. Gongfa. Martial arts, talent, tool, pet, advertisement. Inherited. Special item. Ran now pays more attention to special items. The second is inheritance, and then there's the talent that can become the foundation. As for martial arts and martial arts, the former is a means of strengthening itself, while the latter is a means of losing the hook. Tools and pets 1.5 are foreign objects and come last. Lottery. Dying expectant gaze. The pointer kept choosing, and finally stopped on the exercise. For dying, neither good nor bad. The carousel information is changed at this moment. 1. Devouring different fire art, sky world. 2. Holy spirit swordsmanship, internal skills and swordsmanship, wind and cloud world. 3. Biming magic, Chao Wu Tianlong. 4. The origin of the eastern body, the world under the heavenly master. 5. The ultimate mind power, Dragon Ball world. 6. Void Sutra, Taiwan. 7. Magic Fairy 100 Treasures Book, Little Magic Fairy World. 8. The Book of Emperor Weishan, Marvel World. 9. Jindan Avenue, Journey to the World. 10. Pure Yang Wuji Gong. 11. The Book of Wisdom, Otherworld from Zero. 12. Armed Color Hockey Training Method, One Piece World. 13. Qigong, Dragon Ball World. 14. Fire Charm, 9 Songs. 15. Dumbledore's Alchemy, Harry Potter World. Hiss. Ran decided to take back her words. This is neither good nor bad. This is simply very good. Chapter 192 Void Emperor's life is not weaker than others. Subscription. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Advanced Lottery, YYDS, 59. Ran's heart burst into excitement. These 15 rewards are not easy. The first inheritance is the devouring different fire technique of the different fire continent in the sky world, an evolvable cultivation technique. Emperor Yan can rise step by step from a small frontier city in a backward empire in a backward region, and finally become emperor in this world lacking origin chi, and in the future, he will create a superpower in the world that will dominate the world in catastrophe, and even finally sign the sky. To be listed on the list, to become a dominant realm, true immortal, existence, this practice has a great contribution. But the die was directly marked with a fork. After all, he already has this practice. In the world of the sky, he can go by himself. Yao Lao has already handed this practice to him. Pass. The second Gong method inheritance is also good. Although it is from the martial arts world, the situation is different from the general martial arts world. There are dragons, phoenixes, xuanwu, fire unicorns, etc. After taking blood essence, it has the effect of immortality or immortality, and it can also increase the power. The blood of fire unicorns can increase magic. In some rough worlds, this is a heaven-defying effect, which can make countless strong contenders break their blood. In addition, there are top 10 invincibles in this world, the Sacred Heart Art, which is the supreme method of warfare, or can make you immortal or even immortal. This world is already close to the level of half fantasy. The Holy Spirit Sword Art is the original sword art of the Master Swordsman of Peerless City in this world, with a total of 23 swords. Among them, the first 22 swords are nothing to today's dying, and may not even break his body. However, Sword 23 is different. It is called a move that extraordinary people can practice to destroy the heavens and the earth. Once this move is used, all things will freeze and not let it be slaughtered. When the Juggernaut is hooked, the physical body is actually dead, and he uses his persistent spirit to make hook moves, but when the physical body is hit, the mental part will also be disintegrated. This is the Sword of Yuanshan. That is, a sword aimed at the spirit and killing the soul. This move is the master, and it is simply the nemesis of the Otsutsuki clan. The wedge of the Otsutsuki clan has completely become a baby of experience, sending blood for nothing. This sword, even if it is the current Dai, must be handled with care, and it can be a whole card when it is a city. Tentative. Dai continued to look down. The third inheritance is Biming Divine Art. This is the highest martial art of the Shaoyao school. After practicing Biming Divine Art, every acupoint in the body can absorb internal energy and turn it into Biming True Qi. Biming True Qi has both yin and yang, and the masculine Biming True Qi is as hot as a furnace. Feminine Biming True Qi is several times colder than ice. It is compatible with the world's martial arts, highly poisonous, strong and domineering, and has great power when attacked at will. Infuriating here is the key. It is the infuriating energy of the innate martial artist Jike Master. Advertisement to practice Biming, the beginning is True Qi. This practice method, even if it is placed in the world of fantasy and immortality, can make a difference as a reference. What's more, it is noted later that the world is Chao Wu Tianlong, which means that it is a low-level large canister of world-class bliss, and the upper limit is comparable to the line. How strong will the Biming magic art be placed in the Tianlong world as a smallpox broad-class policeman? I'm afraid it's Sage Art, to be determined, 93. Keep looking down. The fourth inheritance method is the origin of the Qi body. Known as the end of the art, it is suspected to have an effect similar to that of a god. It can also be tentatively determined. Keep looking down. Freedom and ultimate mind power. Dai's pupils shrank. It's actually a very free will. This is from the new realm in the world of Dragon Ball, and it is the god's royal skill of the policeman of the same level as the destruction of the god of destruction. This is a skill and a way of cultivation. The god of destruction, the existence of the destruction of the galaxy, may even be stronger and as a god. God's imperial skills can be imagined. Different from the previous fighting methods that relied on perceiving Qi, it relies on various parts of the body to carry out conditioned reflex movements, which does not require little thinking of the brain, and maximizes the speed of movement and the ability to respond. The separation of the body and the consciousness allows all parts of the self to transcend the instinct to perceive the surrounding danger, and no longer needs the brain to think hard before acting. It seems like a high-level non-self realm. When the first sign of freedom is called aspiration, when the human being is in the state of complete master, the hair turns silver completely, and the whole body will be surrounded by silver-white aura. According to Weiss, the silver hair is just a change of the ultimate freedom. The angels have mastered until the appearance has not changed and can still be in this state. Sun Wukong has also achieved the ultimate freedom through training, and can also be in the super competition when he transforms, to enter this realm. This is a kind of cultivation technique that can become stronger through cultivation, and it is also a martial art. It can increase its combat power countless times. To be determined, 99 Dai continued to look down. Then take a deep breath. Void Sutra, the Emperor. Dai means not being able to speak. The Void Sutra is the Void Emperor proving the Tao Emperor Sutra, which uses the infinite void to prove the Tao and control the limit of space. In his whole life, the Void Emperor was no weaker than others, calmed the darkness and turmoil, suppressed the immortal mountains, and the gods outside the war zone never flinch. In his later years, he set up a suspended animation and dragged the two supreme beings of the undead mountain to the dead end together. After his death, he buried himself in 9 coffins and drifted in the infinite starry sky. The corpse left the name of the Yellow Emperor on the earth. Advertisement during the darkness and turmoil, at the summons of all spirits, he manifested the world again, fought bloody battles, and fought against the supreme beings in the major restricted areas. The half-faced mirror accompanied the Void Emperor's remnant body away to the void, and was buried in the boundless void. What level is the Emperor? In the realm of life, it may also correspond to the old monster in the cultivation of immortals, who has a limited lifespan and a mere 10,000 years. However, in terms of combat power, anyone who proves the Emperor has a relatively powerful combat power among the gods. Among them, the heavenly Emperor Waging Wangtian is even more reversal of the true immortals. Is it strong? It's all about life. And the Void Emperor is by no means weak among the great emperors. Even if the inheritance this time really has the immortal stage, it is enough to make Ran tempted. Lunhai, Dao Palace, 4th grade, Hualong, Sendai, Zundi, Daddy. There are 6 levels in Sendai, of which the fourth level of Saint Realm can be compared with the weak and small fighting saints in the world of the sky. It has the power to destroy the stars. The premise is that it is a non-living star. And above this, the King of Saints, the Great Sage, is even more destroyed. Unique in the universe. If you cultivate to the realm of the Quasi-Emperor, you can go back and slaughter the immortals. Such a classic, it is the most missing thing. If it is worth asking about the essence of the sun and the moon and the aura of heaven and earth from Brother Monkey, I don't know how far it can go. To be determined. Dai looked on excitedly, he was really good today. Then, he was dumbfounded. Magic Fairy Treasure Book? Balala Energy, Little Magic Fairy, the whole body changes? Good guy, although this book records 8,888 kinds of magic, it also mentions some black magic that cannot be learned, but that's what it is. Mainly because he doesn't want women's clothes, or Rain Girl without melon. Rand shuddered and hurriedly continued to look down. The Book of Emperor Weishan, it's still a thing. Speaking of this Book of Emperor Weishan, I have to mention that it is a big brother. Ancient One. Ji Yi was born in the village of Kamataj in the Himalayas. He was a kind-hearted farmer. His friend Karu discovered Shao magic and learned magic knowledge, and became a great wizard. Because of the problem of concept, Ji Yi came to Karu to fight and exiled Karu to another dimension, at the cost of losing his infinite life. Since then, Ji Yi continued to live in Kamataj, but also often explored the world and magical power, and also invited to travel the universe in multidimensional space, and obtained the Eye of Ninjago Moto from the Eternal God Tier. Later, Ji Yu fought against the powerful Griffin and won, and obtained the Book of Weishan Emperor, which records all the white magic in the world. Advertisement: this is a treasure. It is not impossible to fully learn the above magic, become an undead witchcraft and become a multiverse-level existence. To be determined. Dai continued to look down. Jindan Avenue. It can also be called impressing with immortality, entry threshold, and obtaining life as a driver, which is easier than covering the sky. This can pass. Proceed to the next one, Pure Yang Promise. It was created by Zhang Sanfeng. To sum up, if you ask the world of high martial arts, this Pure Yang Wuji Gong is estimated to be infinitely close to Sage Art, because as long as any world has Zhang Sanfeng instead of Kun Treasure, then he is one of the wreaths of combat power. Tentative. Continue. Book of Wisdom. It is said that he knows everything about the world, and naturally has various cultivation methods, but the upper limit of the three-dimensional body size of the otherworld life from scratch is there. Much worse than the previous ones. Jump over. Next. Armed color hockey training method? 9 fire charms? Dumbledore's alchemy. Each has its own advantages, but with pearls and jade in the front, it is nothing. On the other hand, Dragon Ball Qigong has the highest threshold, but the upper limit is really high, and in theory, all living beings can practice it. Jinbang. I want to ban 1, 2, 6, 7, 9, 10, sign, 12, 14, 15. Start the lottery. 3. Biming Magic, Chao Wu Tianlong. 4. The Origin of the Eastern Body, the World Under the Heavenly Master. 5. The Ultimate Mind Power, Dragon Ball World. 6. Void Sutra, Taiwan. 8. The Book of Emperor Weishan, Marvel World. 13. Qigong, Dragon Ball World. The pointer starts to turn. Chapter 193 The Ultimate Freedom, isn't it the realm of no self? Subscription? Previous chapter next chapter advertisement, what? The pointer finally rested on 5. A little disappointed. What he desires most is the Void Sutra. After all, it is a part of the Great Emperor Sutra. There's no problem in cultivating to the Quasi-Emperor, and being able to step into the field of the Holy Tao Law is a completely different level. Is the essence of sublimation. The swad is matched with the essence of the sun and the moon and the spiritual power obtained from the monkey in the body. It is definitely no problem to be able to directly cultivate to the Sendai realm in one step. And he has the power of time in his right eye. Wouldn't it be beautiful to use the space power of the Void Master? Thinking of that prehistoric world, the Pengu God Tier opened up the world, almost slaughtered the 3 Dilemma Chaos Demon God, and there were only a few survivors, one of which was space. A pity, a pity. However, it is also wrong to be able to obtain the ultimate freedom. At least it is one of the god's imperial skills. It is the depths of the god's realm, and it is a further gesture of the potential explosion after breaking through the limit. Even the gods can reach the extreme. Beerus has received relevant training, but he has not been able to become a complete master. Speaking of this free-spirited exercise, it is characterized by the separation of consciousness and body. The speed and reaction ability are greatly improved, and the body can automatically do fishing without the control of the brain. 99. Are you sure it's not the selfless realm and seamlessness of the world of the king of porcelain nets? The eyes are a little weird. The state of no self, also known as the state of no self, is one of the 2 major realms of tennis career. Only with no distractions, and rich experience can reach the state of no self, and its side effect is a rapid consumption of physical strength. My mind has completely turned into nothingness, and emptiness is nothingness. Not after thinking and then acting, but relying on the actual experience of the body, unconsciously fighting back, and using the unique skills of other athletes that I have seen. Only those who have surpassed their own limits will be able to reach this state. Isn't that what happened? Moreover, there are 3 deeper doors in the realm of selflessness, the limit of comprehension, the limit of revitalization, and the limit of seamlessness. Listen to the limit of tempering. If the state of no self is compared to a silent flame, then this is more powerful, like magma, so that the power of the whole body is concentrated in a certain place in the body, doubling the power. And isn't it just a surge in combat power? Jiki is only the limit, also known as the limit of Jiwa overflowing, absolute prediction, which is different from the limit that is difficult to temper and comprehend. It activates the operation of the brain by using the brain power to rotate rapidly, and relies on the existing data to make the game progress in the game. Simulate in an instant. Isn't this a prediction? Advertisement. There is also a seamless limit, which is to store the power of selflessness in the depths of the body, release it in a certain form without waste, and release it in an appropriate amount, or it may be some kind of inexplicable power. The world of killing tennis really cannot be treated as an ordinary world. What? Just when the die was considered, the gold list issued the reward. Countless pieces of information related to Zizai Gong appeared in his mind. But after all absorption, Ran said that he still thinks too much. The different power levels will eventually make the world's horizons wider. It is not that simple. In theory, it relies on conditioned reflex movements of various parts of the body, without a little thought from the brain, to maximize the speed of movement and the ability to respond. At that time, the body and consciousness will be separated, allowing all parts of the self to go beyond the instinct to perceive the surrounding danger, and the brain will no longer need to ask and think before acting. But this is the divine skill, and it is an extreme that even the gods cannot achieve. There are different stages in cultivating the free-spirited extreme mind Gong. The first is entry level. At this time, when entering this form, the appearance will change, the hair color border will be hooked with colored lines, and the pupils will also turn silver. At this time, the combat power can be increased tenfold. After the initial mastering, it is in the state of free extreme mind power and aura. The hair color has completely changed to silver, and the speed and power exertion are further improved compared with those when the master is not fully mastered. At this time, the combat power can soar by 20 times. Wukong is far more than Saiyan plus 20 times the World King Fist, which is the threshold for entry. It can only be said that this is the difference in the initial level. After all, Wukong Super Saiyan plus 20 times Kaiwang Fist is still not a Beerus opponent, and his strength in normal state is nothing. If one day Wukong also has the strength of Super Saiyan in normal state, I am afraid that the normal state is Super Saiyan. Instead of increasing his combat power by hundreds of times, it is impossible. The state of freedom, the state of mind, is the second step, and it is only one opportunity away from completing the mind of freedom. The third step is perfection. When the human being is in the state of complete master, the hair turns silver completely, and the whole body is surrounded by silver-white aura. Speed and responsiveness are maximized, inner peace, no distractions, and return to self. At this time, the power of the gods will also be generated in the body, which is also the key to truly entering the level of gods. At this time, the combat power can be increased by 100 times. But the Book of Kuvis says that the perfection is just the starting point, and the angel's freedom has reached the level that it can still be used without external changes. Human beings need to overcome some points to achieve this, and they also obey the time of the silver-haired self. Not enough questions. Otherwise, the severe load will cause the user's body to twitch after reaching the limit, and will be released from the transformation and once in a coma. Advertisement. After taking complete control, he can double to 100 times his combat power without changing his body shape. The free-spirited Jigong no longer exerts a severe load on the body, but is more stable and lasting. Consumption is normal consumption. God's power, double to 100 times the combat power increase, 99. And no matter how much one's own strength is improved, it can have such an effect. Okay, I think it's easy. Ran clenched a fist with some excitement. Due to being indoctrinated by Jinbang, he has now started Master Zizai Gong. Under normal circumstances, his current strength is not enough to get started. Because, this is Wukong Super Saiyan plus 20 times the combat power of the King of Kings, and he can try the Master's God's royal skill. It can be understood that Wukong's combat power has soared directly to the Super Sai Blue plus 20 times the combat power of the King of the World, and it has increased 5 times, 10 times, 100 times, and finally can control this multiple at will. Not enough combat power or realm, not even the qualifications to practice this divine imperial skill. That is to say, the bottom line of this kind of cheat book, which is increased by 100 times, is to learn and use the existence of the combat power of the God of Destruction and Chao Saiyan adding 20 times the combat power of the King of Kings. The existence of this kind of realm itself is difficult to improve a little strength. You can imagine how awesome it is, and now, dying has gotten started. This free-spirited skill is enough for him to use his combat power or realm to surpass Beerus, or even higher. Take a simple example. The secret skills in martial arts can increase the combat power several times, but this secret skill is used by the cultivators, and it is impossible to increase the combat power. And the secret techniques that cultivators can use to improve their strength are unlikely to have much effect in the eyes of immortals. Conversely, the secret technique used by immortals to improve their combat power is not that immortal cultivators can master, and the realm is completely insufficient. And now, Ran is equal to the realm following the peak of the mortal, and has mastered the secret method of improving the strength of the immortal level, which can be used all the time, and the difficulty of comprehension has been reduced by the gold list. The blessing of Chi on the golden list, isn't this more powerful than all the secrets in the 9-character secrets that cover the sky? Die a heart thumping wildly. In the future, his strength will increase. If it skyrockets 100 times, wouldn't it be possible to fight across the ranks, and easily one-on-one, invincible in the same realm? Advertisement. Great gift. Died happy. Although he is now bypassing the entry, under a relatively heavy load, he can increase his combat power by 5 times, and can also be used as a whole card. But he is happy. The ninjas in the ninja world are not happy. Just because the person on the list has died again. 8th place. Fairy Bean Jar. Owner. Died. And this ranking is not unexpected. A mortal bean, that has the power of regeneration, as long as the person is not dead, can restore physical strength and energy promise good, in the shortest time, nearly instant, during extreme fatigue, and readjust the body to the best state. This recovery is not a charge, but a near rule. Why? Wukong used it for the first time. After being solved by the Red Ribbon Army, he climbed up the Kalen Tower. He was in poor condition because he hadn't eaten for 2 days. Later, when dealing with the Big Demon King, one recovered. In the period of Saiyan legend, in order to recover from the fierce sprint in the Snake Road, Goku immediately ate one of them and recovered instantly. Frieza's time. Until Wukong surpassed several times and participated in the power conference. Turtle Immortal was exhausted after the battle with Frost, and after returning to the auditorium, he ate a fairy bean and recovered instantly. That is to say, no matter what the upper limit of your strength is, after all the energy is exhausted, everything is solved with one shot. Recover all injuries and replenish all consumed energy. It's definitely a rule product. And a fairy bean jar that can produce 1 fairy bean a month is bound to be good. But also because of the production of 1 a month, so the ranking is low. Then the production speed will be faster after getting the promotion of the gold list. 99. Or will the effect of fairy beans become stronger? Chapter 194 City of the Heavens, Fishing in the World of All Worlds, Chat Groups. Subscribe. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. As we all know, beans in the world of Dragon Ball have 2 shortcomings. The first disadvantage is that the output is low, the annual output value is not high, but the consumption is very large. When Shondo was first cropped, it was counted by keys, and it was filled with a few slack, but in the end it was counted by grain. This is all because Dragon Ball fighters are overused and overworked. And the reason why they can achieve great success is the cat fairy. The second disadvantage is that it is ineffective against diseases. Shondo can repair limbs and restore stamina and energy, but it cannot record the disease. For example, Wukong's heart disease is caused by external virus invasion, but Shondo failed to cure Wukong because of the virus can't be driven out of the body, so it can't cure Wukong's heart disease at all. In the Dragon Ball Z period, Saiyans will be greatly improved after receiving treatment and recovery from the dying edge, and fairy beans are the best and fastest tool to restore physical strength. On the way to Namek to practice and in battle, Goku and Vegeta quickly recovered their stamina and improved their combat effectiveness thanks to the cat fairy. It can be seen that the disadvantage of fairy beans is that the yield is low and the effect is single. This is the power of rules. Curious about which effect will be enhanced by dying, or both. He was curious. But this time, the ninjas in the ninja world were even more curious. Open black lens bracket 4th generation Eye, Fairy Bean Jar. Open black lens bracket Terumi May. Really, sometimes I don't know if you are reckless or stupid. Quote. ... Onogi. Isn't there only one answer? Open black lens bracket Gara. Apparently, 5th Hokage got this item from Miyagi. Quote. 4th generation Eye. Damn it, Oya Castle Flame is a businessman in my country of thunder. Quote. Open black lens bracket black soil. Didera. Open black lens bracket Azabuye. Open black lens bracket Killer Bee. Bagaya Road. There is no Yalu in the sky. Big brother. Now the ninja world is a big family, and there is no country of thunder. 293. Hit. I think it should have been dedicated to 5th Hokage Sama by Oya Joan himself. With hints. Oya Castle Flame. Of course, Ran Sama is my lord, and my construction company already has shares in the Kyushu Chamber of Commerce. Quote. Kakuzu. Speaking of this, I will not take care of it. I didn't expect that the largest real estate developer in the Land of Thunder is also a member of the Kyushu Chamber of Commerce. Quote. Hi. Terrible. Quote. Open black lens bracket Azabuye. How many arrangements did Mr. Ran make in the dark? Close black lens bracket. Onogi. Even if there is no golden list, the unification of the ninja world is estimated to be the doomed future. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Nagato. That is inevitable, my political brother's thoughts are absolutely correct. Opening parenthesis ... closing parenthesis. A group of people crooked the building again. For this, Dai did not care too much. Advertisement. Oya Castle Flame did not join the Kyushu Chamber of Commerce at first. It's just that when he went to the Land of Thunder to get the fairy bean jar, he used genjutsu to control the other party by the way. His attention has been on the gold list. The 1-minute countdown ends quickly. Information update. Rewards for weapons on the list. 1 per month becomes 1 per day. Owner reward. Advanced special item draw X1. The improvement of the fairy bean jar is very simple, it is just a simple speed increase. For this, Dai is not surprised. Sure enough, the improvement is the production speed. Weapons are more aimed at the equipment itself. If fairy beans are really regular products, it is definitely not a fairy bean jar that can be produced, and a fairy bean jar is just a can for transporting fairy beans. If the ability to improve the fairy bean, such as having the power of disease, the effect is the fairy bean itself, not the fairy bean jar. Also, 1 bean per day, carry it with you at that time, and use it as countless trump cards. 33. There is nothing wrong with dying. Such an existence would not ADBF be killed by the mere sickness virus. It's this lottery, special props. Rand's eyes lit up, and interest came. Start the lottery. Die directly to the mouth. A turntable appears. 1. Intermediate world portal can randomly open a portal to the rough world. 2. ID card of the calamity world entering the rough world. You can get the method of asking Dharma body. Your name is on the book of life and death, and you can also get a certain amount of luck randomly, and you can come and go in the world if you have an identity. 3. Immigration card can bring people from any world to their own world. 4. Advanced fighter card randomly summoned. The minimum can be summoned to the 10th order powerhouse, Earth Wonderland, and the highest can be summoned to the 16th order powerhouse, Da Luojan Wonderland. 5. Intermediate master card after use. Those who are lower than 10th order, Earth Immortal, can recognize the master, die loyal. 6. Intermediate endless train can be used once a month, can randomly lead to a medium rough world, and can return after completing the task. 7. Advanced Reincarnator Identity Card. You can enter the single-person reincarnation space and become a free reincarnator, and you can randomly enter a catastrophe world to perform tasks every month in this world time. 8. Public Zhudiancheng Silver Membership Card. You can enter Zhudiancheng and become a silver member. 9. Intermediate World Rongjian Card. One party can be randomly selected in the rough world Rongjian. 10. Advanced Practice Fusion Question Card. After use, all the exercises on the body can be fused, and the level is below the 12th level. 11. Catastrophe World Fishing Rod can be used once a day, fishing items in all worlds, etc., level below the 12th level. 12. Chat Group Administrator ID Card. You can randomly join a public chat group and become a group member. 13. China Difficulty World Positioning List Card. After use, you can randomly select a place in the middle and low level and intermediate worlds of Wanji, let the gold list go down, and the user can obtain the authority of this world. Advertisement. 14. Wanji Auction. You can become an auction member and participate in the auction. 15. Intermediate Dungeon Card. You can enter one world, and you can get benefits by completing the task. Hi, what are these? What exactly is the Golden List? It won't be the Heavenly Tao Association of all heavens and myriad realms, right? What is a card face? This is the board. 99. Dai subconsciously clenched his hands, and his heart was extremely shocked. These 15 awards. The Intermediate World Portal can randomly open a portal to the Intermediate World, which is so in his mind. With the world of the sky and the world of Zanmei, there is no rush to attack and occupy one side of the world. The second Big Rough World ID card. You can get the Dharma body method when you enter the Big Rough World. There is your name on the life and death book. You can also get a certain amount of luck randomly, and you can come and go in the world with your identity. This is not in a hurry for him to die. Because his right eye devours the other's world at the same time, it also devours karma and luck. Otherwise, Jin Bang will not judge him as Uchiha ran in the first place. The third immigration card can bring people from any world to one's own world, and it doesn't matter. It is the fourth high-level thug card, which can summon a thug at random. The minimum strength can be summoned to the 10th tier powerhouse, Earth Fairyland, and the highest can be summoned to the 16th tier powerhouse, Da Luojan Fairyland. This is definitely a great whole card. Because from the follow-up props of this reward, it can be seen that the reincarnation space connecting the heavens and the world, the main god space, the city of the heavens, the auction house, the chat group, etc. all exist. Under the existence of the Golden List, the ninja world has embarked on the road of developing the heavens, and no one knows if there will be any strong people in the process. It is very important to have a super police card. The fifth reward, the intermediate level recognition card, can make those who are lower than the 10th rank, Earth Immortal, to recognize the master and become die hard, which is also so. With his current strength, Jing Tianchen can also do it. The sixth, the intermediate endless train, can be used once a month to randomly lead to a certain side of the rough world, and you can return after completing the task. This is the grand prize. Unlimited streaming. You can train troops, and you can plunder the resources of all realms. As an owner, you should have privileges. Focus. Then the next one, the Advanced Reincarnator ID card, can enter the single-person reincarnation space and become a free reincarnator. Every month in this world time, you can randomly enter one side of the Big Yan world to perform tasks. This means that he himself can get a chance to go to other worlds once a month. The most important thing is the so-called task. You can get rewards and enhance your own background. Focus. Then the next one, the public Zhudiancheng Silver Membership card, can be stationed in the announcement Zhudiancheng and become a silver member. Obviously, this Zhudiancheng is just a city connecting the heavens and the world, but there is no city owner, which is the protagonist in some novels, so it will be called the public city of the heavens. Silver members should have some privileges in this Zhudian city, such as purchase discounts, accommodation fees and so on. Focus. Advertisement. The next one, the Intermediate World Fusion card, can randomly choose a medium rough world fusion card. This is a good thing. It can enhance the background of the ninja world, and it may enhance the background of the opponent's rough world. We will develop together and raise the upper limit. The coverage of the Golden List can be even greater. Pay attention. Next, Advanced Practice Fusion card. After use, you can fuse all the exercises on your body, and the limit is below the 12th level. This is a good prop for his dying, which can transform the mixed into one. Pay attention. Next. Big Tank World Fishing Rod. The super prize can be used once a day, fishing items in the world, etc., and the level is below the 12th level, which is equivalent to having some sheets of the protagonists in the novel. Ordinary people can rely on this to become strong. He even said that he was not an ordinary person. Focus. Next. Chat Group Administrator ID card. You can randomly join a public chat group and become an administrator. It means that this is a public group without an owner, group owner, protagonist. Having an administrator status can gain a lot of convenience. The most important thing is that it faces the heavens and the world, and there are countless benefits. Focus. The next one is the China Central World Positioning card. After using it, you can randomly select a place in the middle low and middle level worlds of Wanji, and let the gold list go down. That is to say, the found world will also lie on the cash list, hook the current ranking, and then give people rewards. As a user, he can obtain some permissions in this world. This is worth paying attention to. It should be noted that he has been able to achieve the present, and the arrangement over the years is only an auxiliary, and the various rewards given by the golden list are the key. Next, the membership of Wanji Auction. Become an auction member and participate in auctions. An existence similar to the chat group Zudiansheng. The last intermediate copy card, you can enter the world of one side, and you can get benefits by completing the task. On the contrary, it is normal. It's that simple. No 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 14, 15. Choose 1 out of 6, come on. Chapter 195 The strongest Hokage in history joins the chat group, guess what? Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. 4. Advanced Hitter Card. 7. Advanced Reincarnator Identity Card. 10. Advanced Practice Card. 11. Big Rough World Fishing Rod. 12. Chat Group Administrator ID Card. 14. Wanji Auction. You can become an auction member and participate in the auction. Rand did not leave 5 options, but 6. It is really difficult to choose these 6. Might as well leave it to luck. What? Under the watchful eye. Also under the watchful eyes of countless people in the ninja world, the pointer turned for a while, and finally stopped at 12. Join the chat group and get the administrator status together. There was a gleam in Rand's eyes, and he almost couldn't hold back the tongue of Orochimaru Mori. I don't know if there will be any strong ones. I don't know what functions this chat group will have. Eyes full of anticipation. And this time, ninja world. Boom. Jinbang bells are caught again. The 3-dimensional image hook shows that the people on the list are Renmara and Leia. It's no surprise that these two are on the list. Potala earrings, but from the Gold List Award, from the world of Dragon Ball. It is an exclusive treasure handed down by the King of Gods through the ages, and its function is that 2 people can use it to read the body and become a very powerful warrior. The grade is very high, but the effect is too single to see, just an intermediate. So the ranking is neither high nor low. Screen switching in the Jinbang live room. A bunch of people sent their blessings. Rand did not care about these, but closed his eyes and digested the information in his mind under the gaze of many people. Hey, congratulations on your joining the Wanji number 0 chat group. This chat group will look for people who are destined to join in the heavens and the world from time to time, and it is committed to creating a harmonious, loving, mutual help and mutual assistance between the Wanji communication area. The existing functions of the chat group are chicken arrival, tasks, red envelopes, live broadcast, and exclusive mall. Persevere until you are pushed forward like a group by the Tiandao Gold List and get the administrator status. Administrator Privilege 1. All members agree to be removed from the group chat. Ordinary members will be removed after the administrator initiates a vote, if more than half of the members agree. Quote. FF. Administrator. Privilege 2. Shopping in the mall, 30% off points consumption. 99. Administrator Privilege 3. Red envelopes are sent 5 times a day, 3 times for ordinary members, and points are required for the number of overworkers. Administrator Privilege 4. When Bao is on a mission, he can occupy the participation quota. A flurry of information emerged. Dying indicates a strange sense of familiarity. Advertisement. Sign in, tasks, red envelopes, live broadcast, exclusive mall. It's similar to cheat in a novel in a previous life. However, there are also many district police. Those chat groups in the previous life novel are the protagonist cheat, which is considered private property. But this chat group is an announcement platform, and the owner. I guess it's the Avenue organization where Jinbang is located. In short, this is a group that will not have an emperor, but has a privileged class like administrators. But privileges cannot be escaped anywhere. For example, the roots of those innate gods and demons in the prehistoric world are not also privileges. Pull away. There is no Soil Emperor in this chat group, and there is no threat of a kick chat group. Instead, a more fair voting system is used. But in Dai's view, it is only relatively fair. If it is him, there are countless ways to earn people to kick a person. And he also believed that there were others that could do the same. Like Shinigami, Aizen Sosuke. Fortunately, as an administrator, all members agreed that they would be kicked out of the group chat, and there was almost no such hidden danger. Keep looking down. This chat group has a red envelope function, that is, everyone can send their own things to group friends, including but not limited to weapons, bloodlines, exercises, etc. However, the number of times of sending is limited, and the things given cannot exceed the third order of the other party. For example, a member's realm or combat power is judged to be first order, and other members are not allowed to directly give weapons and exercises of fourth order and above. This may be an alternative balance, but it can also achieve the purpose of mutual help among group friends. Not bad. Signing in can get points, and tasks are the only ways to get points, and points can be used to purchase items in the exclusive upload. The items in the exclusive mall are constant, and they are the cards for specific soldiers, such as the Cultivation Technique Promotion card, the Bloodline Promotion card, the Secret Technique Promotion card, the Supernatural Power Promotion card, and the Crossing card. Each card has a level such as Tier 1 and Tier 2, corresponding to the required exercises and so on. Speaking of which, group chat has accurate divisions on the world and strength. The heavens and the worlds exist in the great world of 3 mirrors. Each big world has 3 rough worlds under its jurisdiction. Each side of the world has 3 small worlds under its jurisdiction. Each world is divided into 3 levels: low, medium and high. There are countless Hengsha worlds around all the police worlds. The smaller the world, the smaller the gap. The bigger the world, the bigger the gap. The strength is divided according to the realm or the combat power, which one is higher. Tier 0. Apocalypse Era, no special power, Hengsha world. Level 1. The day after tomorrow, low-level small world smallpox. Tier 2. Innate introduction of air into the body forging, intermediate small world. Level 3. Refining Chi, Master of Martial Arts, Zhong Sanfeng, Yi Tian, Sweeping Monk, Advanced Small World. Sky. Tier 4. Foundation Establishment, Grand Master of Martial Arts. 5th rank. Jindan Martial Arts Jindan Tianrenjian, Lower Middle World Tianwagang. Advertisement. Level 6. Yuanying Martial Dao Yuanying Land Immortal. 7th level. Washan Martial Dao Yuenshin, Shattered Void, Martial Arts Legend, Intermediate Middle World Tianwagang. 8th rank. Refinement Martial Way Return. Level 9. Crossing Tribulation, Martial Arts, Advanced Middle World. Tier 10. Earth Immortal. Level 11. Heavenly Immortal, Emperor's Battle Power. Tier 12. True Immortal, Low-Level Big Pot World. 13th Order. Xuanxian. Level 14. Golden Immortal, Immortal King. Level 15. Tai Jinxian, Quasi-Immortal Emperor, Intermediate Big Pot World. 16th Order. Deluo Jinxian, Immortal Emperor. 17th Level. Hunyuan Jinxian, 3 corpses repaired as Quasi-Sage, Sacrificial Dao, Quasi-Sage initial stage was not completed. 18th Level. Hunyuan Deluo Jinxian, Saint Heavenly Dao Constraints, Advanced Big Pot World. It really fits the purpose of peaceful coexistence and mutual assistance. Rand smiled and glanced across the group friends column. There are already many friends in this group. All staff. Earning Xiao, who has the status of Reiki, as an administrator. 12 remarks, the only hobby spoiler. The next group members, Rand found that they were all acquaintances. My favorite person calls me Daddy, from the world of One Piece. 2. No, it must be Whitebeard. I'm still the world's richest charitable invention, from Marvel World. Obviously, it was Tony Starley, who was questioned by the US team for anything other than battle armor, expressing that he was still a dream, inventing portraits, charity, the world's richest man, etc. 0. Dot for flowers. Time Elf, from Dating Battle. Wife Tokasaki Kwangsan Real Hammer. Boiled bones into soup, from the world of Ultraman Tiga. Dagu, the little brother about the one-sided relationship. We are invincible ahead, from the world of Shinigami. That Aizen Huyusuke is a real hammer. I didn't expect to join the chat group. I don't know what time period it was. Goshiro won't be broken again, will he? Nangu Yidi, from the world of Shin Dynasty. Good guy, Mr. Jung. If I let Uzumaki Nagato know, I'm afraid I'm not begging my grandpa to tell my grandma to join the group. Next, when I saw Guo Shang, I was wrong for 100 years, Yishan World. Not to mention, Zhang Zhenren on Wudang Mountain. It is said that Yang Guo was mistaken for life at first sight. Advertisement. Who knows that Guo Shang has been mistaken for 100 years? Truth. Next one. Heavenly Emperor. Cover the world. Black Heart. Black Leaves. This is the end, and in its heyday, it was above the Immortal Emperor, Deluo Jinxian. Elementary School Sydney, Shinigami Elementary School World. It could only be Haibara I. That is to say, there is a group leader who is suspected to be all-knowing and omnipotent, and then there are Whitebeard, Iron Man Tony Starr, Aizen Yuji, Dagu, Shizaki Kuzan, Qin Xiangzheng, Zhang Sanfeng, Yi Hei, Haibara I. Very funny. Join the group. 99. Rand said to the group of assistants. You can become an administrator by joining the group, and browsing the group information first is the foundation. Of course, it may also be the golden list Wiley. Know that he is ready to join the group. Ding. The group member whose ID is Spirit of the Demon Sword joins the chat group. Ding. The ID is Kun Linwu Peak Person to join the chat group. Ding. The group member whose ID is the Strongest Hokage of All Generations joins the chat group. After Ran chose to join the group, 3 group prompts sounded in the lively chat group. The whole group fell silent for a while. Immediately following, a group of people turned into repeaters. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, Reiki re-earning. Welcome to the 3 newcomers. Tony Iron Man, welcome to the 3 newcomers. Whitebeard 01. Hulala, welcome the 3 newcomers. Open black lens bracket winning politics, listen to the ancient emperor, close black lens bracket, +1. Open black lens bracket Eisen, we. Close black lens bracket. After 5 days, there are new people joining, 2 days faster than the previous 2. Open black lens bracket Haihara I, primary school student Shirley, close black lens bracket. You are always so calm. Tony cut, it doesn't make any sense at all. Open black lens bracket Shizaki Kwangsun, close black lens bracket. Alara, everyone has their own hobbies, just like I like to explore people's secrets, so Miss Manager, do you all know these 3 newcomers? Zhu and Xiaoxiao, of course, I know the old rules, let's start with spoilers. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, at Magic Sword Spirit, Miss Sister is Nightshade, I wonder if you have left the Lock Demon Tower. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, at Kun the Peak of Martial Arts, Luo Hao Boss, please be familiar with me, spoiler for resources. Scared Xiaoxiao, at the strongest Hokage. Naruto-kun, did the 4th World War begin? There are too many things in your world that can be spoiled. Do you want to know the identity of your parents, or the future? A certain aura reclaims the world. The little beauty hiding in the hot spring of the police villa excitedly took over. Sword, Godslayer, Hokage. Take advantage of it, take off. People. Chapter 196 Earning Xiaoxiao, Tiansho, did I actually roll over? Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. A certain high martial world. It is an antique Zhongnan police villa decorated with police. On the top floor, there is a hot steam in the huge bathtub, and a shadow is looming. The master of Chenying has a bald head and a pink face, which is very beautiful. This is a girl of about 16 years old. Her name is Zhuan Xiaoxiao, which was also the name before crossing. Yes, she is a transmigrator. Once, she was an earth person, her parents died, and she had no brother or brother. Growing up, I was helped by my aunt. Auntie is an ordinary civil servant with a son and a daughter, and the family expenses are not small. Her boarding has added pressure to her aunt's house. In order to reduce family pressure, she became a cuz boss by relying on Shinsei's figure and appearance, and went to some comic exhibition places to be a cuz model. Because they do not do peripheral work, their wages are not fixed much. But I was able to scrape together my own tuition fees and even buy some cheap little things. Such as mobile phones. Because of the various female characters in the cuz anime, she is also crazy to make up, so she has watched a lot of anime. As a girl, after seeing some animes that were changed from light novels, she also went to revisit the original novels. Over time, she became an otaku with a rich 2-dimensional culture. As for martial arts dramas, Marvel, etc., she is not a fan, but she watched TV series when she was a child, and she also watched science fiction movies when she grew up, so she has a good understanding. Originally these are nothing, just a hobby and pass the time. 293. Until she encountered a car accident on the way to a comic exhibition, she crossed in order to save a little girl. Traversed into a world where spiritual energy was repaid. This world. There are monsters, and there are also martial arts powers from previous lives. Known realms include the acquired 9th level, the congenital 9th level, and the Master. After the Grand Master, you can build a foundation, you can reach the Great Grand Master, and then you can condense the martial arts and become a master of heaven and man. This is the highest combat power in the world so far, corresponding to the 5th order monsters that are hooked. But it is said that 6th order or even 7th order sea beasts have appeared in some deep seas. The world is dangerous. She is a house girl. Crossing into this world is like digging in hell. Fortunately, there is no way out. Maybe it was her act of saving people before crossing the road that moved God, so she was given a cheat. A chat group that can connect to the quasi-Uranus level, and the members who can join the group come from all over the world. The first group of members to enter is the pirate world, the Whitebeard with a wide range of combat power. Since she has cosplayed the Empress, she knows this anime very well. The owner of the Junjun fruit, Whitebeard, naturally understands it. Advertisement. Next is the Marvel World Iron Man Tony Stark, a tsundere playboy who actually sacrificed his hero for humanity, albeit with a series of transformations. Then there is the War Power Sky Wreath of the martial arts Yishan world, Zhang Sanfeng, who has reached the master state in a world with not much spiritual power left. The last one is that she once also cosplayed Shizaki Kwangsun, the master of the elf of time and power, with Kekati. Among these people, the most powerful for the time being is Tokasaki Kurumi. As the first person to join the group, she became an administrator of course, not only has various privileges, but also can extract memories into copies for people to watch. As a good girl, and the people who joined the group are not bad in nature, she did not go to great lengths to pretend to be an all-knowing and all-powerful boss, but instead said things directly, and then entered into a transaction mode. Due to spoilers, Zhang Sanfeng knew the opportunity ahead of time, and obtained the Juyong magic and Juyin scriptures from the bottom of Kunlun Mountain and the ancient tomb. Soon after Zhang Kashan and his wife returned with Zhang Wuji, they took out the Juyong magic to get rid of the cold poison in Zhang Wuji's body. And forewarned in advance, not only did Zhang Kashan not die, but also seized the Yishan sword in Mie-Xia's hands. As these were fulfilled, Zhang Sanfeng gave her the Juyin Sutra. Juyin Junjing, that is the Dao Gongfa written by Huang Chong, not the attribute of yin, but the synergy of yin and yang. Relying on the Juyin mantra, she quickly stepped into the innate realm in this world where spiritual energy was re-earning, and not long ago she stepped into the master level. In addition, Iron Man, who was also spoiled, knew in advance how to create new elements. In return, he sent a copy of Jarvis over to give her a smart tube. Iron Man recently planned to go to Ji to apprentice, and promised to teach her the magic of the space gate afterward. As for Whitebeard, he knew in advance what Blackbeard was going to do, and to save the child's life, he gave her the dark fruit. And she relied on the power of the Chad group to get rid of the side effects of the devil fruit and took it, and now she can incarnate into darkness, elementalization, and has all kinds of incredible powers. Although she is still one step away from the Great Grandmaster, but relying on the power of the Dark Fruit, she can win even the 4th Order monsters of the Grandmaster, and even the Tiger Whiskers of the 1st and 5th Order monsters. She even planned that when she broke through to the Grandmaster realm, she would find trouble with the 5th Order monsters. This police-level monster has already condensed the same inner core as the Heaven and Human realm martial artist Jinden, which can be used for many things. Speak up, or the new group friends who have recently joined in are not good. In the world where the first emperor should be, at present the most powerful are some great masters, and the dragons are not seen. After getting his own spoiler, Yingzheng has now removed Zhao Gao and Hu Hai, and has also made new arrangements for Mo and the Yin Yang family, and does not plan to go overseas. But there is nothing to repay her for now. Tokasaki Kurumi is the same, it is impossible to package and send his own abilities. Yihei's future achievements are the most of all the members, but he is still on Earth now, and he has to attend the class reunion in a month, and he is still far from a complete rise. As for Haibara Ai, she doesn't want to be a primary school student for a while. On the contrary, Aizen Sosuke can get a lot of benefits. However, this is a rebel, she has no spoilers for the time being. But even so, Aizen takes a lot of information out of everyday chat. It's really good to get along with such a smart and approachable person. Fortunately, there is Ultraman Tiga like Dagu to be shocked. Things aren't too bad. Although Dagu has the power of Master Tiga just now, his strength is also of the 8th order. Coupled with his old-fashioned personality, it can be regarded as a shock in the group. In short, she can't reach the sky in one step now. But the self-defense strength is there. Advertisement. There is also a whole card that destroys everything, yes, it is Dagu. And now, finally, a new member has joined. The spirit of the magic sword is a ghost that resides in the magic sword. Its body is blue kui, blue hair and blue clothes, gentle like water, shy and quiet, while the other body, Hong Kui, is red-haired and red-clothed. Hong Kui has the power of a rough-year-old ghost, and always protects Lang Kui when she is afraid. Not to mention that Hong Kui itself definitely possesses immortal-level combat power, the immortal sword world alone contains countless resources, and it will definitely become rich if used. The mere aura regained the world, and at present, it is not enough to see in the world of fairy swords. And Luo Hao, who is the apex of Kun Linwu, is not bad, and he has the peak strength of washing the ground. When some means are used, the normal price may not necessarily be an opponent. The most important thing is that there is a chance for the Godslayer to ascend to the sky in one step. As long as you kill the god of obedience, you become a god killer. At least it is more powerful than the martial arts Jinden Heavenly Human Realm powerhouse. And the world of Hokage is not weak at all. After all, just like the world of Dragon Ball, the combat power collapsed and it was fatal, the good not became an eye, and later the cosmic race Otsutsuki was created. It's an exciting world. Next, it's time to harvest the fruit. Earning Xiao Xiao thought expectantly, and this time. Sword World. Inside the Lock Demon Tower. The magic sword flashed for a while, and Lan Kui, the lonely and rough year in the sword, stared blankly at the extra screen in his mind. For a long time, he didn't know what to say, and continued to speak after a while. Lan Kui, spirit of demon sword, I'm still in the Lock Demon Tower, are you a fairy? Do you know my brother? Zhu and Xiao Xiao, you mean Longyong. Lan Kui, you really know my brother, immortal reverence. Zhu and Xiao Xiao. To say that the immortals are also, you are the evil sword of the rough age, if you can mobilize the ghost power of the rough age, Aizen, who is also a soul body, may not be your opponent. Open black lens bracket Aizen close black lens bracket. It seems that the world of immortals is amazing. Whitebeard, group status -1. Haihara Ai, group status -1. Winning policy, group status -1. Is there a fairy in the world where the new member lives? Although after joining the chat group, he was convinced that he was hopeful for longevity, but when he finally saw Xion, it was inevitable that he would be moved. Zhu and Xiao Xiao, this is not a simple world, it's troublesome to talk about, it's old-fashioned, and it's a memory copy. After Miss Lan Kui knows the future, remember to give some benefits. Group reminder. The administrator, Zhao Xiaoxiao, uploads a small memory copy, Shanjian 3. Ding. Member, the strongest Hokage in history, download copy, Shanjian 3. Ding. Member, Tokasaki Kwangsun, download a copy. Ding. Members, all first download memory copies. There are two types of play mode and immersion mode. The playback mode is the feeling of watching the computer in the previous life, but you can order items such as Coke and melon seeds without money. Immersive mode is to watch from God's perspective. Advertisement. No matter which viewing mode is used, only 1 second has passed since the outside world after watching it. I didn't expect that after so many years, I would still be able to follow a drama. Rand thought while sipping melon seeds and drinking Fat House Happy Water. When the copy of Shanjian 3 ended, he looked at other memory copies by the way. Such as Etienne, Marvel, and One Piece. Long lost feeling. The other members chatted for the first time. Yingzheng, it is a real world of immortal cultivation, and there is also the Emperor Fuxi. Zhang Sanfeng, when you hear that Dao can die in the evening, this world makes Lao Dao tempted. Open black lens bracket Tokasaki Kwangsun close black lens bracket. Not counting the power of time, I am not at all inferior. Open black lens bracket Haihara I close black lens bracket. Ordinary people don't want to talk. Open black lens bracket Tony Stark close black lens bracket. Ordinary person who invented the drug for rejuvenation. I am ashamed of Iron Man. Haihara I, it's just a miracle. Su Xiaoxiao, sister outside the realm. Belmod, Conan, miracle. Open black lens bracket winning policy close black lens bracket. We are excited. Aizen, you guys are crooked, but the newcomers world is really strong. The Shinigami world is not as good, and it can only be regarded as a low-grade underworld. Zhao Xiaoxiao, you are always so calm and disappointing, but this time the world of the 3 newcomers is not easy. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, at Wuji Apex, Luo Hao wants to know the future of his world 1.5. Luo Hao, the peak of martial arts, the future of the concubine world. Do you know about dying? Zhu and Xiaoxiao. Ah, who is that? Luo Hao, sure enough, the world of the concubine body has become different, you don't need to tell the original future, the concubine body is not interested in the world without contamination. Xiaoxiao. Why is this big guy the same as Dagu? The situation always feels that something is not right. But forget it, skip it. Open black lens bracket Luo Hao close black lens bracket. At the strongest in history Hokage, Naruto, how about you? The water in your world is very deep. Open black lens bracket the strongest Hokage close black lens bracket. I am not Naruto. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, are you not 7th Hokage Naruto? The strongest Hokage in history. No. Zhao Xiaoxiao, is it because the timeline is relatively early? That boss, you are 6th Hokage Hatake Kakashi. Consider the power of 6 paths Kamui. Open black lens bracket the strongest Hokage in history close black lens bracket. No. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, not yet. Is it 1st Hokage Hashirama? Open black lens bracket the strongest Hokage in history close black lens bracket. No. Zhao Xiaoxiao, how is it possible? To say that it is only better than the peak combat power, it is definitely Naruto greater than 6 paths Kakashi greater than Hashirama, the other 4 have their own difficulties, is it better than their looks? 4th generation, Namikaze Minato. Are better forbidden arts and institutional development, 2nd Hokage Tobarama. Or in the reigning world and official setting, 3rd Hokage Sarutobi. Open black lens bracket the strongest Hokage of all generations close black lens bracket. I am 5th generation. All group friends. Hooray! The manager overturned the car, happy to hear it. Chapter 197 Die. There are so many acquaintances in the chat group. Subscribe. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. PFF'd. In Marvel World, Tony, who was holding a glass of red wine in his hand, saw the content of the chat group. He couldn't help but burst into rhyme and laughed out loud. Is this lady administrator showing her acting skills? Obviously, Shin joined the chat group. Hokage with the strongest. Hokage is a position similar to the president of the lighthouse country, and there are expectations. It is not difficult to analyze the diligence through the words of the administrator. If 7th Hokage is ranked according to the peak combat power, the 7th generation is the strongest, the second son of the 6th generation, and then the 1st generation. 4th Hokage looks the best. 2nd Hokage should be inventor plus political icon. During the period of 3rd Hokage, the village has the best development and construction, which is the so-called political achievement. Only 5th Hokage. Maybe the overall situation is not bad, but compared with Rhyme alone, it is worse in any aspect, and it seems a little moderate. It turned out to be 5th Hokage. This oolong is noisy. Really happy to see it. At the same time, Shinigami World. Haweko Mundo. Sitting on the throne, Aizen pushed his eyes that he had put back on, and said with interest, is there anything unexpected about Yun? It seems that the omnipotence of this administrator is not entirely correct. Aizen's interest in the future of Shinigami's world was instantly diminished. Speaking of which, he might not have been interested at all. Because the future of Shinigami's world is already doomed, Aizen has no rival ahead of him. He is destined to stand on the throne and become the new king. Everything is in his master. However, recently, Yishiro's performance exceeded his expectations. It brought him a lot of trouble in the Soul Society. He almost didn't get the Hogyoku shard, and he almost faced Yamamoto Yuan in the Soul Society. Lu Jai Heavy Country. Without getting a complete Hogyoku, this old man has no confidence in winning, even if Kyoka Suigetsu has arranged it in advance. In the final analysis, the root of Shinigami is Reiatsu, and Zanpakuto and Kido, etc. are all means of losing work. In Yamamoto Yuanujai Shigekuni, He is known as the strongest Shinigami in the rough years, but it is not based on false rumors, but has World War power. Fortunately, he still arranged some back hills, and finally moved things forward. Advertisement. But this also gave him a subtlety beyond the hunch, so he became interested in the original future of the Shinigami world. But now it seems that it is not so accurate. Meanwhile, the elf world. Kurumi Tokisaki frowned deeply, who had easily dealt with a social scum in a prison. Will the administrator's omniscience and omnipotence also be biased? She used to be, at this time, an ordinary human eldest lady, living the life of an eldest lady. But one day, on the way from school, he was attacked by an unknown monster, and he was lucky enough to be rescued by Haigong Ling. Zero calls herself a righteous partner, while monsters and elves are evil beings, hoping to get her help to destroy elves together, and saying that she is qualified to be a righteous party. With the grace of saving her life, she believed in the Bay and obtained the spirit crystal, thus becoming the elf of the time, and obtained the angel of the time, open black lens bracket Emperor Kiki close black lens bracket. After becoming an elf, she has been helping Zero fight and destroying countless elves. Until the extermination of the former flame spirit, she found that the flame spirit was her friend, and she knew that the spirits she had been destroying were actually all human beings. She went to question why she did this, but was sent by Zero to the neighbors. After finally returning to the present world, she no longer has any memories of her previous life. She doesn't know who she is, and she is very unfamiliar with the surrounding environment. She only knows that she has the angel of time, open black lens bracket Emperor Kiki close black lens bracket. Until Ast attacked her, she escaped with a shadow, and came to a certain place to recover her memory with the 10 bullets, remembering her previous experience and the fact that she was deceived by Zero. She is determined to change the past, no matter the cost. But these are previous experiences. With the help of Zhuan Xiaoxiao, this time she knew everything from the moment she returned to the present world, and she also knew the reason why Xiao Chonggong did all this. Chonggong Ling is a girl who was created by 3 magicians in the spiritual veins during the Great Air Disaster in Asia and Europe by using elf techniques to gather the magic power of the entire surface of the earth. She is called the original spirit. Because of her amazing beauty, she was adored by Azaire Ray Pelham Westcott and Elliot Baldwin Woodman, the former who wanted to take his spiritual power and the latter quitting. Dem has embarked on the road of protecting the elves. Chonggong Chi was originally named in the United States and Europe until Chonggong Junshi and Chonggongjan's brothers and sisters met and were aided by them, and because the Chonggong brothers and sisters falsely claimed that she was a relative of Chonggong, they were given the surname Chonggong. As for Zero, it represents the origin of the spirit. She is very grateful to the Chonggong brothers and sisters, but Chonggong Junshi was killed by Westcott. In order to save this tragedy, she put the power of Shiwan spirit into the body day by day, thus giving birth to Shido Gokawa, and giving him the power of spirit. She has a maternal love for Shido and many spirits, and feels guilty about some things, but for the sake of Shinshi's final resurrection, she has abandoned everything now. As for the ghost's appearance, Zero created many spiritual crystals by dividing her own spiritual power, and called the human women who were given the spiritual crystals, daughters, because Toka is the only pure spiritual crystal formed by itself. Elf, and has similar experiences and is regarded as another self by Zero, who takes the surname, Yakushin, for Toka. Mouth. As an elf, Chonggong Tao has an almost eternal life. Why did he resurrect Chonggong Junshi unscrupulously for 30 years, using the bodies of human girls as a refining tool for his spiritual power, and borrowing the hands of her Tokisaki Kurumi recycling spirit crystals? But it's not malicious to them. Advertisement. She paid tribute to Judo girls who died for their actions of refining spirit crystals, and there was no falsehood in her caring attitude towards spirits. However, she would not hesitate to kill them and carry their sins. Because this is a necessary means to resurrect Shinji Takamiya and make him the strongest existence. At the same time, Chonggong Minato is also desperate for an eternal and hopeless life, and his colleagues who want to carry out the resurrection plan also completely destroy themselves. Shi Tokisaki Kuzan is the biggest sword. And after knowing all this, she still hates Chonggong Ling. Because this person died for himself and for the resurrection of Chonggong Junshi, the bureau asked her to be buried with countless girls. But if there is a chance to redeem everything, she is willing to forgive. The chat group gave her such an opportunity. She even thought about finding Chonggong for a job. In the world she lives in, there is one person who really wants to die, and it should be Westcott. And it is mortal, but the premise is equality. Although her Tokisaki Kuzan's strength is good, she is nothing in front of Chonggong Minato. Chonggong Ling is a very smart elf with strong learning ability. For example, he can master the language system in one day, and quickly understand the historical view and world view. Only the spiritual power with the same origin can hurt her. Due to the continuous division of its own ability in the process of making other elves, its own ability is weakened, but in fact, the ability is still far beyond any other elves. The spiritual power of 11 perfect elves together equals a part of the spiritual power of Zero. Zero can delete or restore the memories of other elves and humans at will, and also has the ability to teleport. If he hugs each other, he can teleport them to other places. Through Reincarnation Paradise, Chonggongchi can control and use the angels of other elves. Therefore, before raising your own strength to a certain level, she also needs to be patient. But now knowing that the power of Zhan Xiaoxiao's omniscience and omnipotence seems to be wrong, she feels uneasy in her heart. At this time, Zhu and Xiaoxiao, 5th Hokage, are you Tsunade's sister? I'm so sorry. Is Tsunade strong? Compared with the peak thing, she could only fight a dozen times with 3rd Hokage and was restrained by 4th Hokage. If more than normal, then she is stronger than 3rd Hokage and 6th Hokage. After all, he has 100 healings mark and is a violent nurse. But to say that it is the strongest in history, it really doesn't count. Advertisement. What does chat group mean? Could it be that the strongest comparison is the career line? Earning Xiaoxiao is numb. Open black lens bracket. The strongest Hokage of all times. Close black lens bracket. I am not Tsunade. Zhao Xiaoxiao, huh. Top 297 Hokage, didn't find my title. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, administrator. How is that possible? Tony Star, no. Newcomers who join the group are administrators. Whitebeard, Hulala, why are the newcomers different from us? Haihara I, could it be the strength? This new administrator is a 10th order lord, hiss. Open black lens bracket. Aizen Kuyusuke. Close black lens bracket, 10th order. The power to easily destroy the world of Shinigami. Open black lens bracket. Tony Star. Close black lens bracket. The existence of the solar system that can be destroyed at will. Yingzhang, what a real fairy. Yihei, although my future achievements seem to be even more powerful in the future, and I have a werewolf as my backing, it is still terrifying to suddenly come into contact with a 10th order boss. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, as far as bean sacks are concerned, can there be a 10th order boss in the Hokage world? Is Hokage still divided into layers, the highest Hokage? Ran, my fellow, you have a good brain. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, fellow, are you from Blue Star? Ran, are you from the Blue Star? Zhu and Xiaoxiao. So you say. Land. Dying, not bad. Zhao Xiaoxiao, got it. You have also crossed over, relying on foresight to replace Tsunade to become Hokage. But your 10th order combat power is too unscientific. The Hokage world can at best give birth to 7th order, at most 8 order strong by. Ran, that's because some special circumstances have occurred in the ninja world. Just like everyone in the group, breaking the upper limit of your own world and becoming an immortal in the future, it's just a matter of time. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, it's great. The fellow is asking for orders. I am here to make money from the world of Reiki, or come and help me clean up the high-level monsters. The benefits will be divided equally. No, just give me a little bit. Ran, of course there is no problem, but we will talk about it when the time comes. Open black lens bracket. Fung. Close black lens bracket. Angry face. Aizen Kuyusuke. In the world of Shinigami where you are, is Yishiro doing something? At Wuji Apex. Luo Hao, it's me. I didn't expect us to meet again in the chat group so soon. At Dagu, seniors are not welcome when they come. Chapter 198. Wife Shizaki Kwangsun, Isauce's request. Subscribe. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Question mark. At this moment, among several worlds, there were 3 question marks on the heads of Zhuan Xiaoxiao, Yingzheng, Zhang Sanfeng, Whitebeard, Tony, and Haibara I. It's really 3 question marks. At first, it was because Zhuan Xiaoxiao and Rana communicated like friends. What fellow, what blue star, what place? They didn't understand it at all. But now, even Zhuan Xiaoxiao is in doubt. Because Ran seems to know Luo Hao, who has just joined the group, and also seems to know Dagu. In addition, it seems that he is acquainted with Shinigami world Gaishiro. How is this going? Open black lens bracket. Aizen Sosuke. Close black lens bracket. Yishilang knows all my plans, it is you who did it. Not guessing or asking, but a sudden realization. Open black lens bracket. Ran. Close black lens bracket. It seems to be the same Shinigami world. You are right, Meng Shilang will know the role of Kyoka Suigetsu, know your layout, and know where you are hiding. I told him. Open black lens bracket. Aizen Kuyusuke. Close black lens bracket. Can you come to my world before joining the chat group? Ran, no, just because of some reasons, he got the time to talk and trade with Yishiro. He copied his Zanpakuto power to one of my subordinates, and I told him about the future. Open black lens bracket. Aizen Kuyusuke. Close black lens bracket. The future. You also know the future of my world. Ran, naturally. I come from the same place as Zhuan Xiaoxiao. She is not strong enough to know, but I know that the center of the world is the center of the heavens and the world, and I can capture the information of the heavens and the world. After a group of people sensed it, they lay down in novels, anime, TV series, movies, etc. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, big fellow, there is no need to step on me at this time. Yun Bei. Open black lens bracket. Aizen Sosuke. Close black lens bracket. Understood, that is to say, the world we live in is real, but some information is captured by the Earth world where the two are hooked and presented in a special way. Dying, this is what it means, so there may be some differences in details, but the general development line and solution, etc., will not cause errors until there is external interference. Open black lens bracket. Tokozaki Kuzan. Close black lens bracket. So it turns out, no wonder according to the information I have investigated that Chonggong Ling has absolutely no interest in Chonggong Junshi. Everything is just to repay her kindness, but the reason for her birth is her determination to take revenge and commit suicide no problem. Ran, as expected of the third crazy wife, she is very smart. Open black lens bracket. Tokosaki Kwangsun. Close black lens bracket. Wife. Ah, Zhu and Xiaoxiao, Kwangsun's sister doesn't know something. You were quite famous in the world where your sister originally came from. You were the dream lover and virtual wife of a desperate otaku. Open black lens bracket Tokasaki Kuzan close black lens bracket. Chuckling, it's funny, so I'm still a big star in Otherworld. Jiao Xiao Xiao, it can be understood that way. Open black lens bracket Tokasaki Kuzan close black lens bracket, so I have a lot of husbands. Ran, no, there are just a lot of people who want to be your husband. Open black lens bracket Tokasaki Kuzan close black lens bracket. Listen to what you mean, do you want to be the only one of this lady? Dying, that is exactly what it means. Open black lens bracket Tokasaki Kwangsan close black lens bracket. You are very confident. Open black lens bracket Ran close black lens bracket. How can a man who is not confident be a man who is crazy? Open black lens bracket Tokasaki Kurumi close black lens bracket. I started to be interested in you Akatsuki. Advertisement. Ran, as expected, as a greeting gift, when the world in my hands is resolved, I will help you resolve Chonggong Ling. Zhu and Xiao Xiao, shut up, is this the boss? The origin spirit can be easily reduced. Zhang Sanfeng, bro, is this the boss? Winning policy, break, this. Whitebeard. J. Hula, the new administrator seems to be very powerful, can we fight in the virtual space? Dying, you don't have to waste points, you can just find the Empress. Open black lens bracket Yihei close black lens bracket, Empress. Dying, naturally, she is not the splendid female emperor who is one of the 3 heavenly emperors. Whitebeard, you mean Hancock? Ran, yes, Henku has a seal that I put on her body, which can be hooked when she encounters danger or when she calls on her own initiative. Probably 10% of my current strength is enough to fight against you. Whitebeard, hulala. I have been 4 emperors for so many years, I don't know how long I have not been so underestimated, but the heavens and the world are so big, it is understandable, hula. Ran, I'm actually very curious about Whitebeard's peak combat power. When it's time to fight, start the live broadcast, and I'll let the clone help you restore to a permanent youthful state. Whitebeard, bro, can this be done too? Tony, is this the boss? Open black lens bracket Zhang Sanfeng close black lens bracket, rejuvenation. Winning policy immortals, I wonder if widows can. Rejuvenation. No, rejuvenation and youth. Who doesn't want to? Well, the smaller Haibara I means that the experience is average. Aizen and Luo Hao said that there is still such a thing as getting old. Tokasaki Kurumi said it was enough to swallow time. Yihei said that I will become a heavenly emperor in the future, and I am not envious at all. Ran, anyone who needs to become younger can come to me, and count me as a gift to my group of friends. If they don't need it, they can also ask for police, such as strength. However, each group friend has only one chance, and new group members who join later have to see the edge. Ran intends to be a good fortune boy. On the one hand, he is too powerful now. On the one hand, it is because the chat group has a rule that group members cannot hurt each other. On the one hand, it is to win over 1-to-1, and minimize the possibility of being kicked out of the group. Of course, it was easier for her to give her what she was doing than to drink water. Regain youth. Just have eyes. Give strength. Give a chara seed. By the way, the imprint, die, is also sent to the group friends. At that time, you can take a lot of initiative. Zhang Sanfeng, ahem, the administrator is great, the old man wants to return to his youthful state. Advertisement. Dying, yes. Relax the designated red envelope. Yishan World, Zhang Sanfeng was stunned. I didn't expect this new administrator to be so bold. Receive. Zhang Sanfeng chose to receive it. Chat groups do not allow group members to hurt each other, so there can be no problem with what Ran sends. Hey, you got a special seal ring dyed by the group members. 0. In Zhang Sanfeng's mind, the improvement of the group's complex system sounded. Immediately after, he found that there was an extra ring in his hand, and there was a jade on the ring, and the jade was engraved with dye. This is a special ring made of chakra crystals, specially prepared for men. After all, Ran doesn't have the peculiarity of engraving his own name on the same sex. And this ring is sealed with a pupil technique, the imprint of the flying thunder god, and a 3-dimensional space. Pupil is the right eye time pupil, which can release time or swallow time. But only once. What? Zhang Sanfeng only felt that there was a huge force coming from the ring, which seemed to contain vitality and ultimate yang power. These forces come and go quickly. Master, what's wrong with you? Sitting in front of Zhang Sanfeng, Zhang Wuji jumped up, his eyes were full of disbelief. Zhang Sanfeng stroked his beard subconsciously, but found that he was touching the gap. He immediately thought of something, and hurriedly waved towards the cliff next to him. Crack. The Yishan sword flew out and landed in Zhang Sanfeng's hands. He erected Zhang Jian and used the blade as a mirror. Really? You're young. Seeing the familiar face of Ling Zhang Kun Bao, Zhang Sanfeng was moved. Actually, he was just joking at first. Now he, with a childlike appearance, is more in line with the nature of his mind. But really young. Maybe I can find a way to go back to the past and save my regrets. Zhang Sanfeng's eyes narrowed. Zhang Sanfeng, for the photo. Thank you, boss. If you have something to say in the future, please open your mouth. Zhu and Xiao Xiao, hey, who is this handsome guy? Su Xiao Xiao, wait. Zhenren Zhang, have you really gotten younger? Zhang Sanfeng, dying. Zhu and Xiao Xiao, stop. Advertisement. Yingzhang Lian. I, ask the immortals to bless me. Dying, it's easy to say, brother Zhang. Exclusive red envelopes. What happened to Zhang Sanfeng reappeared in Yingzheng. The ministers above the court were stunned. Tony Stark, boss, I think Master's special power, do you think it's okay? Dying, with your wisdom, the power of the vagina must be very strong. I will send you a pair of 1 Tomo Sharingan, and use the points to blend it perfectly, and then upgrade it. Iron Man has the power of beauty contact lenses. Dai is also very considerate to give a growth guide. Insight Eye, Copy Eye, Genjutsu Eye, Mangekyo Sharingan and Eternal Mangekyo. Various exclusive pupils. Thanos, I will prepare well for your arrival. Tony Staruchan's Scarlet Eyes. Tony Starr, thank you, boss, if you have something to come to Marvel as a guest, you can do whatever you want with money. Ran, yes, I will not be polite to you, Zong Nuo Zhao. Open black lens bracket Tokasaki Kwangsun close black lens bracket. My words, as long as you help me solve Chong Gongminato perfectly, and bring my friend back to life. Dying, yes, we can arrange it when the time comes. Open black lens bracket Shizaki Kwangsun close black lens bracket. Thank you very much, after the completion, there will be a reward wink. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, Sharingan, it's actually Sharingan. The boss asks for a pair. Ran, is this your final decision? Zhu and Xiaoxiao, I'm joking, let's talk about it, let's talk about it. Earn Xiaoxiao alliance denied. Sharingan, she is really hungry. But asking a strong person like Ran as long as Sharingan is stupid. It's not that Tony Stark is stupid, it's that you know what to do. Dying looks to give, although it won't be heaven-defying good, it certainly won't be bad either. Meet and greet, quietly. But she is a compatriot, of course she has preferential treatment. Open black lens bracket Haihara I close black lens bracket. If I want you to resurrect my sister, can you do it? At this time, the Shinigami Primary School student world, Haibara sadly asks. In the face of resurrection, rejuvenation is not worth mentioning. The group also has a similar power to Shizaki Kwangsun Master, but it seems that it can only be used on himself. Hai Yuanai clenched her hands tightly, looking forward. Sister, Miyano Akemi, can the person she cherishes most now be resurrected? Dying, is it such a simple wish? Chapter 199 Miyano Akemi's Resurrection, Dagu's Request for Help. 14. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Resurrection of the Dead. Simple. 99. In the Shinigami Elementary School world, Haibara I stood up from the sofa with a bang. Her action was too sudden, which startled the young detectives who were eating watermelon. Morning sauce, what's wrong? Ayumi asked while rubbing her chest. I suddenly remembered that there was still a little homework left to do, so I went first. Don't call me on your mission this time, I don't have time. 9. Haibara Ayumi smiled and walked to her room impatiently. Conan looked at her back, flashes of light flashing on the lenses. Haibara, could it be that he thought of the information of the Black Organization? Conan got excited. At the same time, Qin Shi time and space. Inside the Kirin Hall, Li Si, Gai Ni, Wang Jian, Jing Wu, Yin Yang Moon God and others just calmed down. But their eyes were still full of shock. Just around the time, Yingzheng, who was over 40 years old, just returned to his youth in front of them, and went straight to the state of Xiaoyun, which was a few points younger than Fuma in the starting position. This is rejuvenation, a mortal power. How can you not be shocked? Immediately afterwards, all thoughts began to float. For example, Wang Jian, as the greatest hero of winning the government and unifying the Six Kingdoms, has a double noble family, has infinite glory, and knows the way to protect himself. If today's discussion was not related to the Battle of Baiyu, he would not have come to the court, but his body was injured. But now, his heart was beating unsatisfactorily. Rejuvenation, and people don't want to. The status and glory have reached this step, and he has no desire. But if you can regain your youth and have a once young body, it must be an extreme desire. This matter must be reported to Lord Dongwang immediately. Moon God's mind floated. Yin and Yang turned to win the government because they saw that the destiny to rule the world was in the Qin dynasty, so they followed the trend, and at the same time took advantage of the increasingly powerful forces of the Qin dynasty to seek the Kanglong Kisu. Ying Zheng was a great emperor. When he was in power, the state of Qin would surely be as stable as Mount Tai. And they also restrained their thoughts. But people always die. There is no eternal dynasty in ancient times, and there is no eternal emperor. When the ancestral dragon falls, the overcoming disadvantages temporarily suppressed by its prestige will completely explode. At that time, a new troubled world begins. And there Yin and Yang will judge the situation again. Everything, just to find Kanglong Kisu. But now, winning politics is rejuvenating. This is undoubtedly a kind of alternative immortality. If you can rejuvenate your old and young again every few decades in the future, it is equivalent to eternal life. Advertisement. And if he wins the government and doesn't die, under Da Qin's governance, some problems will eventually be solved instead of breaking out. Qin Chao, maybe can go very far. The Yin-Yang statue did not have the confidence to keep the secrets of Kanglong Kisu in the hands of Ying Zheng. Your Majesty has a fairy fate. Gai Ni, who served as Yingzheng's personal bodyguard, clenched the Yuanong sword in his hand. Recently, he was investigating a matter, and he already had an eye on it. Hooked on the promise he made to his friend before he died, he had already made up his mind and was ready to defect to Dakan. However, that was because he knew that with the fall of Yingzheng, Dakan would definitely fall apart. Just because Yingzheng does not have a suitable heir. Yingzheng is an emperor who has never existed in ancient times, and it will be difficult to reappear in the future. He was convincing. But with the unification of the world, he has decided to retire when he is successful. Mouth. And Da Qin, until the fall of Yingzheng, is destined to be a pioneer. There will be people who will stand on the ruins of Dakan and establish the unified country that most people dream of. However, all of this is based on the premise of winning and falling. And now, he's getting younger. What's even more amazing than this is that it is suspected that he has obtained the fate of immortality. Then his previous decision. Of course, more people are happy. Because of the existence of Yingzheng, Dakan will always be dazzling. At this moment, Yingzheng, who was still immersed in his youthful recovery, stood up from his seat with a duo, his eyes full of shock. Resurrection from the dead, how simple is it to say? As this a fairy, Yingzheng felt his heart tremble. What Shu Fu has been beheaded? What a mirage! What yin and yang, Dao? In front of this, it is nothing at all. Winning policy, can immortals really bring people back from the dead? Open black lens bracket ran close black lens bracket. It depends on the particularity of the world. Some things are easy, but if there is reincarnation in the world, it will be difficult to swallow, but it is not impossible. Relying on the reincarnation of dirty soil plus the technique of transforming the spirit plus the technique of reincarnation. As long as the soul is still there, in theory, it can be resurrected from the dead. But if you swallow the world of reincarnation and your soul has already been reincarnated, it will be a little difficult, and you have to see if the reincarnation innate technique is powerful enough in that world. And if there is a world of underworld, it is even more difficult to do this. But the world where Haibara I lives, the world where the timeline is chaotic, the world where people die at every turn, absolutely does not exist in the underworld. So he said no problem. As for the world in which Brother Zheng lives, if Judian Xuanbi really exists, it is hard to say. Open black lens bracket Haibara I close black lens bracket. Mr. Manager should know who I want to resurrect, right? Open black lens bracket color close black lens bracket. Since you are not Shiho Miyano but I Haibara, it is naturally Akemi Miyano who wants to resurrect. Open black lens bracket Haihara I close black lens bracket. So, can you do it? Advertisement. Dying, very simple. Open black lens bracket Haihara I close black lens bracket. So can you please help? Dying, yes, you can post the task, points will do. There are two ways to traverse the world. One is to buy a time travel card, 100 points. But you must get the consent of the group friends to continue to travel. You can stay in the world for 1 day, and you need to renew your stay. The second is that group members release tasks with points. After receiving the task, they can travel for free, but the stay time is the time limited by the task. Exceeding the mission time will be regarded as mission failure and will be repatriated. After the task is completed, it can only stay for the specified time at most. The third is the chat group publishing task. The situation is the same as the second situation. Ding. Group member Haibara I released the task. Bring Miyano Akemi back to life. Time limit. 1/4 of an hour. Mission success reward. 1 point. Mission failure. No punishment. Obviously, the chat group will also avoid group friends from taking advantage of the loopholes, so if members post too few task points, they can stay for a short time. But for dying, 1/4 of an hour is enough. Ran received the task and chose to execute it immediately. A space Uzumaki moves. Seeing this scene, the Dai is very calm. But others at the meeting were taken aback. As this, a space traveling portal? Tsunade said in surprise. Well, I'm going to another world next. Ran nodded, his eyes rising on the golden list in the sky. At the time of his water swarm, the golden wood expulsion name has continued to advance. 7th place. Tabor earrings. Owner. Renmara, Lei Ya. Listed weapon reward. The wearer can contact and enter the state at any time, and the overall combat power is doubled. 0. Ask for flowers. Owner's reward. Renmara, Red Eye development is improved, reaching the top level. Thunder Fang obtained the inheritance of the Grandmaster level swordsmanship. Perhaps because there are 2 people on the list, the rewards are scattered and not many. 6th place. Function fan from a giant fan inlaid with function beads. Owner. Tamari. Weapon rewards on the list. The fan itself reaches the level of a magic weapon, turns it into a natal magic weapon, and refines it into the Dantian. Supporter reward. Wind spirit body, body of immortal cultivation, more suitable for training than Otsutsuki, friendly wind power, awakening wind attribute talent. 5th place. Soul chopping sword. Owner. Otsutsuki Kagaya. The ranking has entered the 5th. The winner is Otsutsuki Kagaya, but the reward has not yet come out. Advertisement. Seeing this, Ran immediately sent a message to Kagaya who was staying in his own small world. I'm going to another world, and I may be on the list at any time, so you can delay for a while. Yeah, Kagaya replied the first time, but it was very cold. Ran smiled slightly, and it should not be explained by the people around him, and stepped into the space Uzumaki. What? When it reappears, it is already in a single room decorated in a cool color tone after all. Ran stood in the air, and at first glance, he saw Haibara I, who was sitting on the bed with a look of anticipation. Today's Ai Zhong is wearing a red sweater, brown hair, a cold expression, a mysterious charm hidden in the ice blue eyes, hazy kindness, and cold innocence. Hello, Sorrow. Ron nodded dangerously to Haibara Eye. Gray Yuan mournfully stared blankly. She had never seen such a charming smile before, and it seemed as if there was a sunbeam in her heart, breaking through the haze. Also, this man is so handsome. In the strict sense of the handsome. As a questioning face control, Wei Yuan was stunned for a while. The same is true, and there are chat groups. After releasing the mission, Haibara Eye also started the live broadcast to let everyone see the resurrection of Akemi Miyano, or to witness the resurrection method of Ran. But in fact, everyone is curious about what kind of person Ran is. Hey, the big guy is so handsome. Zhuan Xiaoxiao subconsciously clamped her legs. As an otaku who spent a period of time in the fan circle, whoring for nothing without spending money, she is a proper face control. But she has reason, no money, actually. Later, when he matured, he quit the circle. But the love for handsome guys hasn't changed. It can be appreciated that there are many ingredients in the past. To be honest, she looks down on those women who are brainless for idols and even pay for tuition fees. On the contrary, those rich women can only say that people are stupid and have more money. But now, she suddenly understood. If Ran made her debut as an artist, she would definitely be a brain fan. Jill is so handsome. Earned Xiaoxiao secretly. The other members also cleared the live broadcast room to observe silently, all wanting to know how to revive Ran. Then, they saw reincarnation, and reincarnation. Reincarnation is simple, and with the strength of dying today, the blood related to Miyano Akemi can be extracted from Haibara Eye. As for reincarnation, he controls a lot of white zetsu, and it is easy for Miyano Akemi to resurrect an ordinary person. Elder sister, Hai Yuan, I did not expect the so-called resurrection to be so simple. Without thanking her, she threw herself into the arms of Akemi Miyano, who was still bewildered. Seeing this, Ran smiled slightly and prepared to leave. Although it was only a quarter of an hour, it was enough for him to walk around the world. But before he could act, a message stopped him. Open black lens bracket Dagu close black lens bracket. Senior, save your life, senior. Chapter 200 Changes in the Tiga World, Carmela. Subscribe, 2 quarters. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket Dagu close black lens bracket. Senior, come and save me. In the group, Daji Yu called for help. Even across the screen, everyone could feel the urgency in his tone. But his name for Ran surprised him. Daji Yu actually knows fellow villagers. Zhuan Xiaoxiao wiped the water droplets on her body, her eyes full of strangeness. Before entering the group, Dagu's strength was the highest in the group. To be honest, she felt incredible at first. If it is the deity of Tiga, Jing said that he will become the strongest in the group, no matter how strong it is. The deity of Tiga claims to be able to compete with the shining Tiga that solves the rhythm of the time, and it is easy to destroy a planet. Later in the Dina period, there was a Sphia interstellar body that could devour the planet, but it was still not Dina's opponent, let alone Tiga's opponent. In the face of Tiga's power, Tokasaki Kurumi and Aizen Kuyusuke are much worse. However, the great Gutaga, who had just recovered from the pyramid, may not be as strong as these. Whether it is fighting methods or master skills, it means that he only has the strength of washing the ground, and there is still a time limit. As a result, after joining the group, Tiga's strength ranking is very high. 297, and the party said that it was because of a gift from an Ultraman senior. This is the first time that Zhuan Xiaoxiao can't believe his memory 100%. Senior in Dagaku, is it a fellow? Is it the fellow who made Dagu turn into Tiga and has the strength far better than the original appearance? Well, if the fellow can communicate with Shinigami world Yishiro, it is naturally possible to communicate with people from other worlds, and it seems that Luo Hao, who has just joined the group, is also. Sure enough, fellow hometown love is really a big guy. Zhao Xiaoxiao understands a lot after thinking about it. At the same time, 2 smart people, Aizen Sosuke and Tony Starry, also thought of the general situation. It's not that Brother Zheng and Zhang Sanfeng are not smart, it's just that their thoughts are not that fast. Tokasaki Kurumi and Whitebeard didn't think about it, they were more curious about what happened to Dagu. Before Ranmai joined the group, he was the #1 expert in the group. Range, have you met an opponent you can't handle? Advertisement. Dagu, that's right, senior, I'm about to be abused to the point of flashing light. Ran, abuse. Logically speaking, with your current strength, even if you are not Gatangi's opponent, you should be able to fight other monsters easily. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, yes, I also told you the plot in advance. How could you be abused if you prepared in advance? This thing is really weird. The original Dagu, even though there were several dangers in fighting monsters along the way, but he did not lose Dai in the true sense when he faced Gatangi. Now that he knows the plot in advance, and has been died and raised his strength, how can he be abused? Ran, could it be that I went there? A little butterfly flapped its wings, and Lulia, a super ancient ruin, came to life earlier. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, Lulia. Yes, I didn't spoil the theatrical version, Dagu didn't know the existence of Lulia, and there was still Camilla, a dark warrior who was suspected to be Tiga's old lover. Dagu, dark warrior. Yes, it is the dark warrior. When he saw me, he took a big shot. He also used special means to control Silazon, who didn't need me to deal with it. Zhu and Xiaoxiao, the stone hammer. It must be Camilla, an angry woman is very scary. Ran, I always feel that this matter is not so simple. Dagu, You start a live broadcast and send a mission at the same time, so that I can come to rescue you at any time. Rand decides to suspend the trip to the small world of Shinigami. The situation on Dagu's side attracted him even more. The resurrection of Akemi Miyano is too simple. 33. I'll give you a little more present. Rand walked up to Miyano Akemi and Haibara Ai, and stretched out a finger while the two stared blankly. 2 chala seeds are injected. The bodies of the 2 women were altered. I gave you chakra seeds, and you can practice chakra in the future. But the upper limit is limited. Dai smiled. He felt it the first time he resisted this world, but he did not feel the natural energy. Obviously, there should be no magician like Koizumi Honko in this world. It's a single thing. Without natural energy, Haibara Ai and Miyano Akemi's upper limit in practicing chara was trivial, and their highest achievements were as high as Sarutobi hidden and difficult Tobarama. However, in this world of Kei Shui, this strength is already sufficient. When the bottleneck is reached and there is a chat group, Haiyuanai can still become stronger. Of course, these things are not for him to consider. Sending chara seeds is just a little bit of bad taste that wants to destroy the world. Advertisement. If Haibara Ai grows up, it will bring him interesting harvests. Morning sauce, there is a chance to make another appointment. Touching the head of Wei Yuanai, seeing that Daji Yu has released a task, let him receive it immediately. What? Space Uzumaki now, died one step into. Until he disappeared, Haibara Ai and Miyano Akemi turned around. Whale, you, are you Shiho? After Miyano Akemi recovered, she looked at Miyano Shiho with complicated eyes. I am puzzled, I don't understand how I have been killed by Chinju, how can I come back to life again? There is shocking how his sister Miyano Shiho has changed to look like a child. Unbelievable, the impact of dying on her 3 views was too great. Sister, I'm Shiho. Haiyuan grieved back to his senses, his heart was full of gratitude for Ran, and he didn't find any special feelings for him. Sister, I can't tell you the specifics, but you can understand that I got the fate of the ancient country in the east. Haibara Ai hugged Miyano Akemi and began to teach with great interest. The chat group did not prohibit leaks, but Haibara Ai instinctively concealed something. But other than that, she didn't hide anything from Miyano Akemi. From getting the news of her sister's death, rebelling against the organization, being imprisoned, taking medicine and a series of things. It's a long story, destined to speak for a long time. But it has nothing to do with dying. At this time, he has come to Tiga world. The group friends in the chat group also saw the situation on Dagu's side through the live broadcast. Taraga, you dark traitor, give me death. Leave the dark warriors to do nothing, actually threw themselves into the weak light, and even attacked me zero. Block me. On a beach, Tiga in compound form is fighting against the enemy. No, to be precise, he was being crushed and beaten. There were 2 who attacked him. Advertisement. One is a huge monster whose whole body looks like a pile of carrion, giving people the feeling of a corpse. Its name is Silazon, it has no life response, its neck is flexible, its abdomen can devour any energy, its mouth can also exhale poisonous gas, and its cells can regenerate. Inquiry. In the original trajectory, this monster was suspected to be the corpse of a huge creature. Because the corpse rotted and emitted a strong stench, the local residents asked the victory team to burn the body immediately. As a result, when the victory team used the Feiyan number 2 to carry out the moving operation, it fell from a high altitude. And resurrected again and began to destroy. Outwardly, there is no life response, dizziness to heat light, aversion to dryness, body odor, action energy is liquefied natural gas, and gas storage tanks are targeted in order to absorb energy. Cells can regenerate, the weak point is high temperature, about 1 rough degree Celsius. After Dagu got the spoiler of earning Xiao Xiao, he has already solved the Gakuma brothers in advance, sent them to live on Mars, and also solved the Kairirod people in advance, and it is a 1-on-2. He also solved Lagardran in advance and did not let those astronauts die. But this time, after Zilazon was found, she spent a lot of effort to persuade the captain, Megumi, to agree to burn it on the spot, so that Zilazon would be solved in advance. As a result, before there was time to burn the flame bomb, a black mist suddenly rhythmically emerged from the sea, covering Silazon's body. After the black fog dissipated, Silazon woke up with fright, and there were more scales on the surface of his body, which obviously increased his defense and fire resistance. This sudden change surprised Daji Yu, who had always been confident. At that time, Lina happened to be driving the victory flying swallow Sealy to the top of Zan's head, and was attacked by Xiao for the first time. Because of this, he didn't have time to go to the group to ask about earning Xiao Xiao, and immediately transformed into 1.5 to participate in the battle. During the battle, he found that the rhythm in the original memory copy of Silazon was stronger, with many means and few weaknesses. If it weren't for him, he might not be able to beat him. But fortunately, he is the Ultraman of ninjutsu now, and the human body is also strong, and finally successfully defeated Lucy Lizen. But just as he was about to strike a fatal blow, the black mist that made Silazon strange appeared again, and then a new giant appeared. That's right, it was a giant with golden and white stripes all over its body. It was so powerful that it used a whip as soon as it appeared. His safety is not an opponent. Originally, he was already desperate. After all, he was the strongest person in the group, and he couldn't do anything if he asked friends who were weaker than himself to help. Fortunately, there is no such thing as an invincible way, and the senior actually joined the group, which gave him hope. If it is a senior, it will definitely win. At this time, Dai has come to Tiga world. Seeing the dark giant who was unilaterally whipping the price up close, he wiped his eyes a little. Carmela, how could she be in Tiga world?